What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the BallGame podcast. I am the innocent bystander, Matt Sullivan.
I'm Trunks.
I'm Dean.
I'm Ortiz.
I'm Chris.
As you can see, we have a very special guest today. Welcome back. This is his second time on the show now, or third?
It's my second time on the show with y'all.
Give a quick introduction real quick.
Yo, so what's up, guys? It's Tony. You know, just coming in.
It's not Tony. The Shields.
Bringing my
It is
perfect
indeed
face,
the Shields.
you know. I'm a little bit inspired by my guys right here, you know, so I might be making a little pod of my own coming up. It might be called Tony's View. We're going to see what happens with it.
Tony's View.
The Shields, bro. We're going to talk. I want to start doing NBA draft stuff like next year. And I know you actually pay attention to draft prospects. These guys, they don't really.
I used to. I just stopped.
So
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that.
When I make my thing, it's going to be, you know, focused on the draft and heavily focused on college, March Madness stuff every year.
Oh,
I
nice.
should have done it this year, but I didn't. I'm going to do it
Nice,
next.
man.
That's a good way to learn.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a lot of people. I'm gonna start watching that to get caught up on college ball. Once
that's
we
how I'll
start,
learn.
I will be on that, but yeah, definitely get that started. The Shields, I think it'd do pretty well, especially because there's a lot of people that do want to get invested in college ball, so that'd be very interesting.
And you have some pretty hot takes.
You do have very hot takes, so that would be very
Controversial,
interesting to
some
see.
would say.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm sure
very.
we'll hear some today.
I mean-
at some point.
Yeah, you might hear a couple. But
Those of you who
could be
aren't
good.
friends with us and don't know, the arguments
Oh
and
my god,
goes
bro.
on and on
Yeah,
and
like,
on in
the
every
people-
group chat.
It's pretty much our entire viewers that
Yeah.
like don't know, like the arguments, like Dean said, that occur in this group chat can piss people off so much. Like we start to leave the group
Stemming from this.
stemming from the Shields, by the way. Stemming from the Shields. To the point where Chris will get so aggravated, he will start sending like 3-minute voice messages. Like, please shut the fuck up. Like, I can't do this anymore.
You know
Oh
I'm
my God.
passionate about it when I
Yeah.
send the voice message.
Oh, yeah.
The Shields is polarizing.
Yeah.
It's
good
We
word,
need you to
Dean.
bring that today. We
It's
need you
good
to bring
vocab
that
word.
today, the Shields. So
Of
any
course.
hot takes, we need that on the show today. But
Yeah, of course. We're going to bring them
especially
all.
'cause there was a lot of arguing last episode too. There was quite a bit of arguing last episode. So
Mhm.
we like that. We want more of that. So
Burley got up and said, I have work.
And
I
then sat
got
back
work.
down.
Dean said that the 76ers had a worse roster than the Lakers.
That's not what I said. I said the Lakers were better than the 76ers.
That's
What the fuck
Roster
quite
difference?
literally
Yeah.
what I just
Wait.
And the reason why I
Wait.
No, no.
You just said the same thing reversed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same thing, different shape.
But the reason why I said that is because if the Lakers go on to make the finals, they are a better team than the 76ers. Clearly, obviously. Clearly.
It's over with.
You know.
I don't have much
suck,
to
bro.
say.
No, I remember
You
the
win.
argument. You
win,
guys were
yeah.
arguing two different points.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing.
Yep. Yeah.
whatever. That's whatever.
It
You
was
know
re-
what?
It was
Matt
really
J was
stupid.
using hypotheticals. Dean said, no hypotheticals allowed.
Not in my
I don't
world.
fuck about your
No
hypothetical.
hypotheticals.
Not in my world.
Bro, what do you mean? This is literally a lot of basketball discourse is based off of hypotheticals.
Not Dean's.
No, but what were the hypotheticals you were using? I forget.
I literally said just remove the two superstars and what do you
But
have?
why are we removing
Oh my
superstars?
God.
from my point?
Okay.
Oh, I remember my
Who
point. I
cares?
remember my
That
point.
was your point.
I,
That was
I
your
don't
point.
care. I don't
Because-
care. I
Dean,
don't.
I just
AD
want to say
LeBron
this.
are what make
I
the
don't. I
Lakers
wasn't
better than
present.
the
I wasn't
Sixers.
present for that conversation, but I just want to say this, right? If you're trying to compare depth to depth, then you have to remove the two stars, and you need to see what you have, right?
But we're not comparing depth to depth. We're comparing the two
Okay,
teams
but
top to
The
bottom.
thing.
And AD and LeBron are what make the Lakers better than the Sixers. Straight up.
Straight up. That
if
just
you
means
wanna-
that Embiid and Harden are just not good enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that just makes the Sixers roster worse because the
No,
Lakers are
no,
better.
no,
was
no,
the
no,
whole
no, no, no.
point, I
Dean,
think.
Dean. See, here's what you're not understanding, right? If LeBron is an A plus and Anthony Davis is an A, and then Embiid is an A and Harden is an A minus, and then the rest of the Sixers is a B grade, and then the rest of the Lakers is a B minus grade. That means that the Lakers are a better team with the stars, But if you're comparing supporting casts, there is not a single player on the Lakers that is
But
better
I
than
wasn't
Tyrese
comparing
Maxey.
supporting cast because literally supporting cast against supporting cast, the Sixers have the better.
Okay, no,
team
I
outside
get
of
that.
the
I
top
get
two.
that. I get that.
Yo,
Listen,
this
listen.
is so dumb.
Listen,
Can we just get into
That was the whole
This
point.
is so
was saying.
dumb.
Yeah.
That was it.
And I said that I agree with
You
that.
did not.
Why?
Yo,
Why
yo,
is why are we
yeah,
talking
yo.
about
That's
There's
not
not a
what
single
I'm
player
talking
on the
Sixers have
Lakers.
been bounced
Yo.
for a week,
I haven't
bro.
been
I don't
doing
care
this.
about the
Yeah,
fucking
the
Sixers.
Sixers
Come
are
on,
a mess.
move
All right,
on.
We have stuff to talk about
You
later.
guys are
We have
still
stuff to talk
dying
about
on
later
these
for the
hills.
Sixers.
Were you the only
I'm
ones
not
on the
dying
hill?
on a hill. I've been quiet for this entire segment.
Make sure you leave a
this
like
wasn't even
on
a
the
segment.
stream. If you're listening on audio platforms, give us a 5-star, leave a nice review, all that fun stuff. Subscribe, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all that fun jubble.
Anyways, obviously we do the whole ball game bets thing. We've been hitting recently pretty well, actually.
We do the
That
whole
was pretty
ball game
good.
bets
Whoa.
thing.
I'm not introducing it.
You're not even supposed
Damn,
to say
he's
the
not
name.
giving
You
the
know what?
respect.
Why?
That was
Fuck.
fucked up.
Yeah,
Because
well,
in-
This
sorry.
is ball game bets.
and
What
this-
the fuck?
In his hypothetical
What the fuck is wrong with
in his
you?
hypothetical world,
Dog?
it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
All right. And so for my ball game bet for today, I have Jimmy Butler to drop 25, Bam Adebayo to drop 15, Bam Adebayo to have 8 rebounds, and Jaylen Brown to hit 2 threes, and that comes out to plus 257.
For my ball game bets, I have the Celtics money line. I have Jaylen Brown over 23.5 points. I have Jason Tatum under 11.5 rebounds. What happened?
I hit my hand on the table.
Nice.
I did
And
the suck it. He did it back and just smacked his hand on the table.
to round it out, I got Bam Adebayo under 11.5 rebounds as well.
Today. I have Jimmy Butler over 22.5 alternate points, Jason Tatum over 25.5, Jaylen Brown over 22.5, and Bam Adebayo over 15.5.
I have Jaylen Brown 2+ made threes, Malcolm Brogdon over 2.5 assists, Bam Adebayo over 2.5 assists, and Robert Williams to record 4+ rebounds.
Bam, 2.5 assists over. Al Horford, 1.5 threes over. Bam, 4+ rebounds. Jaylen Brown, 20+ points.
Before we
So-
get into anything, we had a very good day yesterday. It was a very good day for us
Very
yesterday.
good day.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Chris because he's the man that made this shit happen.
Yes, sir.
That's first and foremost.
Ooh.
He deserves a round of applause.
A real round of applause.
He deserves a real round of applause. So huge shout out to our partners over at SeatGeek. They're the best ticketing app on the market. SeatGeek takes confusion out of buying tickets. They give each ticket a score on a scale of 1 to 10, green being a good deal and red being a bad deal. For any of your first purchases on SeatGeek, be sure to use our promo code BallGamePod. Again, appreciate everyone over at SeatGeek and thank you for becoming our newest partners.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, SeatGeek.
Appreciate that.
Wow.
That's fire. That's so crazy.
That is pretty cool.
Code BallGame Pod.
We have a
So
code
Ball game
with
pod's a code,
SeatGeek.
bro.
What? Oh, wait. So do they just have to make the account or they have to make the account and buy something for
They
us?
have to buy some.
They have to buy something.
They have to make the account.
was about to
buy
say,
a
I'm-
ticket.
So it's $20
That's
off
the
before.
whole
Why the
point
fuck?
of using
why
the
the
promo
fuck would
code.
SeatGeek offer? Yo, get
I don't
the
know.
app and
They
we'll give
get-
you money.
Yeah, they have to get
Yeah.
$20 off their first purchase.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, I didn't say $20.
It's so
It
nice.
needs to be your first
Fuck.
purchase.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yes, it
I
needs
mean,
to
we've
be
been
one.
all
that
been
back.
using SeatGeek for
Oh,
years
yeah.
and years.
Yeah, this is-
Exactly.
it is wild
Time
because
coming.
we have used SeatGeek.
It's the easiest way to buy tickets. It makes it affordable because it shows you the good deal. It's just
We use it anyway. So
magnificent app.
If we could, we would use our own.
I
code.
literally don't
Yeah.
use anything. Tickets come in a couple minutes.
Yeah. No, I think
great.
honestly, for every purchase that we do make, it has been SeatGeek for
Yeah,
the majority of them.
100%.
So yeah, shout out to SeatGeek, man. You have a great app, and we are very happy to be part.
We
of it.
love you.
We do love you. We do love you indeed.
We love you.
We're gonna get people to use our promo code. Don't even worry. So, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
all right.
Everyone's buying tickets.
All right. So last night, game 2, Denver and Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. 2-0 in favor of Denver. But before we get into the second game of this series, we should definitely start off and give our thoughts on what we saw in game 1. Obviously, the final score was 132-126.
Obviously.
It was an offensive game from almost start to finish pretty much.
Mhm.
The Lakers went down by quite a bit in the third quarter, as much as I think it was like 20,
Yeah.
21, and they fought back in from the middle of the third quarter on. They fought back and made this a hell of a game. Jokic was literally unguardable for 3 quarters, I'd say.
Yeah, he was decent.
And then Darvin Ham made an adjustment and put Rui Hachimura on him.
Y'all
with
laughed
Anthony
at me.
Davis
Y'all
as the
laughed at me.
roamer.
Yo, I have the clip actually.
With Anthony Davis as the roamer.
I was
It
gonna-
just
And
little.
We actually
too
all
late.
we all said, "Wow, Trunks was right."
We did. We texted it in the chat.
They
too.
called me a madman.
How would that? Because you can't leave Jokic. Even if AD's the doubler every time, you can't leave Jokic for 1 second in one-on-one.
With fucking Rui Hachimura, I said.
Told
Freezing
y'all that was
cold,
the move.
freezing cold takes.
Yo, Rui battled his ass off
Mhm.
in
He
that
did.
fourth quarter.
He's gonna get a bag.
It's real. I'm real happy to see Rui balling out.
The Lakers
Yeah,
got a
playing
couple
good.
people to pay.
I'm very
He's got
surprised that they
upset
didn't start
Rui.
out the game with Rui.
I
Very
mean,
surprised.
Jared Vanderbilt started off on him, right? I missed
No.
part of the first quarter.
Mhm.
Jared Vanderbilt didn't start. Neither
didn't
of them
start?
started.
No, he
The game one, no.
No, I'm saying
Oh,
game,
game
two.
one.
though.
Oh, yeah.
D. Sherwood started.
Game two, I'm surprised they didn't start with Rui.
Oh yeah, me
They
also.
ended it, yeah.
Man, my
Um,
ball game bets was looking so promising. D. Schroed to score a
10 plus.
10 plus. Yeah, the first
Yeah, that was
three.
Crazy that you did
First
that.
three, I was like, wow, we're good.
No,
Nah.
sir.
Yeah, he hit 1-3 after that, and that was in like the third quarter.
And then
didn't
he
score
he
again.
literally became John Stockton. He was like, nah, I'm never shooting the ball again. I'm passing the ball every time.
Yeah. Game one was very entertaining. And I thought it was gonna get really ugly. I did, honestly. I thought I was ready to turn the game off soon because it was getting out of hand. And when the Nuggets get hot, there's not a team that can hang with them. Like I'm just putting that out there. There's not a team that can hang with the Nuggets when they are hot. And we saw that in game two. But we'll talk about that in a second. Jokic was phenomenal, as I said. 34, 21, and what was it, like 14 or something like that? Yeah,
Something like that.
Oh, man.
34, 21, and 14 was the exact box score.
It's decent.
It's all right.
Yeah. And obviously, once they made the switch with Rui going on to him, they were definitely rattled. Like, it was pretty obvious the Nuggets got rattled, didn't know how to adjust to it in the middle of the game.
Mhm.
Jokic had, I think, 2 turnovers from that point forward and only scored 3 points in the fourth quarter, and all 3 were on free throws. He shot 0 for 2, had the 2 turnovers. It was ugly. It was getting very ugly. And I was like, wow, my whole best player in the world case is not looking rock solid at the current moment. But bounce back in game 2, they made adjustments. What do we think about game 1? What did we think watching that in the moment? Obviously, the adjustment from Darvin Ham and stuff like that.
Well, I thought the Lakers were going to come out and win game 2. And obviously, game 2 was a lot more hard fought. It was more of a defensive mindset. But back to game 1, obviously, it was offense. The adjustments coming into the second half from the Lakers, it shows in, once again, both games, the second half adjustments from both teams who were down always have, the third quarter is always the most important. They make a huge comeback then.
Yep.
So big credit to all the coaches.
Coach Michael Malone and Darvin Ham, man. Shout out them, bro. Any thoughts from you guys?
So, shout out Darvin Ham, but the Nuggets still won the game. And I think, yes, putting Rui on Jokic and having AD as the roamer worked for 6 possessions. It wasn't sustainable because we saw ways to take Anthony Davis out of the paint in that roamer role in the Warriors series. The Warriors were doing it almost every time they wanted to. They just, I don't know what their deal was, but pretty much whenever they wanted to, they were able to get him out of the paint. They were getting good looks. So shout out the Lakers for doing that, but I wasn't really with the whole narrative about how good the Lakers should be feeling after game 1. Like, yes, they made a great in-game adjustment, but it was already they lost.
And did we not expect the Nuggets to then adjust to the adjustment?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I will say Aaron Gordon at times looked fucking lost.
Yeah.
In game 2. Like, very
Didn't hit a
much
shot.
lost.
Yeah.
He did. He
He
did,
looked
which was working well for him.
Yes, exactly.
He didn't know
did.
where to be.
Well, they went on their run with, what was it, Murray, KCP, Bruce Brown, MPJ, and Jokic, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think Jeff Green might have been in the game.
Jeff Green was in the game for a couple.
He might have been,
I
yeah.
think it was Jeff Green, and it
He did
wasn't.
a 3 in the corner.
I don't think KCP was in. I
Yeah.
don't think KCP was in. Jeff Green.
Yeah,
played- Jeff
KCP
Green-
was in foul trouble, you're right.
Yes.
But
Bruce Brown again had a fucking amazing
well, that's
game.
the thing. When you could play small, and if you're putting AD on the 4 to leave them open, Jeff Green could make you pay. MPJ, if he's at the 4, will make you pay. Bruce Brown has shown this year he will make you pay. KCP and Jamal Murray, we obviously know the shooters they are. You can't leave them for a second. So I feel like it was a pretty simple adjustment. I mean, I'm not an NBA coach, but like, I feel like it just made sense, especially because we saw with the Warriors, they had their only success doing that against the Lakers. I don't know how Darvin Ham adjusts to this now.
I agree.
And I mean, offensively, they've been hitting. I don't know if you're going to, I mean, I guess you go back home, so you expect the role players to shoot well at home, but
Austin Reeves has been hooping.
Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura's been great.
Phenomenal in this game. Austin Reeves was amazing in this game.
like in terms of game one, like when you find an in-game adjustment like that works as well as that worked, you expect to win that game because the other team doesn't have an answer for it in the game. But they dug themselves so deep into a hole that they were kind of fucked.
Yeah, it was a little
because
bit-
game one they should have won, and then we get into game two. I mean, Rui and Austin Reeves had incredible games. That's a game on the road. That's a game you have to win.
And AD dropped 40.
Well, that was game one.
Mhm.
Game
Right,
two,
we're still
Rui
talking
and Austin Reeves
Oh,
came
talking
to
about
play.
game two now.
And-
Austin
Alright,
Reeves
well-
had a good game one too.
Yeah.
Austin Reeves had a very good game one too, and LeBron had a good game one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the title is, are the Lakers will cooked? I don't know if they're cooked
They're
yet
not cooked.
because the
I
series
don't think
doesn't
they're
start
cooked.
till a
I don't think
team
so.
loses on the
on the road.
Yeah.
at home.
At
loses
home,
at
at
home.
home, yeah, yeah,
But
I mean,
So-
we have to. I'm sorry. You have something else?
I was just gonna say, I definitely think the Nuggets could take one in the crib.
I think they will. I think game four. I think game three is settled. It's going to be the Lakers. They will win that game.
It has
There's
to
no
be.
way that they lose that game.
I think they'll take one if our boy Jamal Murray ends up performing like he has last couple games. So here's a little stat for you. Jamal Murray has the most 20-point fourth quarters in playoff history,
What?
and the second player only has 2. He has double what the
There's 4 of them.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my
he's more than
God.
Curry, Giannis, LeBron, KD.
yo.
Everybody.
Oh my!
Everybody.
He really is the
I will
king of
admit-
the fourth quarter.
I will admit that he's turned up his play in late game situations a lot. And I think that has a lot to do with, like, not to diminish the statistic, but I feel like that has a lot to do with Jokic tending to start games really, really well, and then teams making adjustments to stop Jokic, and then they just give him the ball and he just ISO cooks. It's kind of hard to like that's really his time. When you really think about it, like in the beginning of games, especially like over the course of the playoffs, he would have a nice first quarter or maybe like a nice second quarter. But for most of the first parts of the game, it really is Jokic dominating because in previous years, right, it was because of Jokic's conditioning. He wasn't really good in late game situations. You just give the ball to Jamal at the end, right? But now, like, conditioning isn't really a factor. It's the doubling, it's the trapping, it's the switching, and making sure that you eliminate him because you're defending his ability to score and you're also defending his ability to pass. So it's just much easier to kind of let Jamal do his own thing. And as it relates to the Lakers specifically, I feel like the Lakers are a good team, but what I noticed watching the Warriors series is how, like, despite them having length and having depth, their depth is so weird. Like, you have 2 players on their team that are, for all intents and purposes, one-dimensional. Like, D'Lo is an offensive weapon.
He's like the Paul
massive
George loading
defensive
screen in 2K17.
liability.
That shit just don't load.
Yeah.
He's
It's
a
always loading.
massive defensive liability. And then on the flip side, you have Jared Vanderbilt, who is clamps, but he's an offensive liability. He's not giving you anything. And so you're sacrificing a key playmaker, or you're sacrificing a key defender, one of your best defenders on the team. I would actually say he's the second best defender on the team after Anthony Davis. And you can't play these guys at the same time sometimes because sometimes you can't play them at all. They're near unplayable. You have to put them with the bench unit and see if they get like some rhythm playing against the other team's bench, and it's just not good. Like, you have to bench Vanderbilt when you could be using him to stick him on Jamal and like just try and do this because he's not just giving you points, right? Which is essentially what happened.
Well, I
They had a
mean,
rough start.
In game 2, they started him, and the Lakers started game 2 well, and he was doing a good job. Jamal Murray wasn't shooting well in the game. He shot 5 for 17 through the first 3 quarters.
Atrocious.
And then, of course, Jared, I mean, I've been saying this whole time. Of course, Jared Vanderbilt couldn't be on the floor to close the game once again. And you're, like you just said, the Shields, you're sacrificing his defense. That was always my problem with the Lakers. You made this move for Jared Vanderbilt, who in theory, yes, he helps you so much, but he just can't be on the court.
Yeah. I will say one thing: the Nuggets role players really have showed up to play in the series as well.
They missed a shot last night in the fourth quarter.
Well, that's see. Here's the thing: there was a point in the game where I saw the 3-point field goals, and they were 9 for 29, and I was like, "This is the best shooting team in the league." They're not shooting like that the entirety of the game. That's lower than 33%. Bruce Brown has been great from 3 this season, improved. And at one point in his career, this man was a liability. Like, actually could not shoot the ball worth anything. He was always a good playmaker, always a good defender. That was never an issue with Bruce Brown, but it was, can he stay on the floor because he can't shoot? And now he's an amazing not an amazing shooter, but a good shooter. He's a good spot-up shooter. And now he's one of the best role players in the NBA.
Shout out to Dwayne Casey.
What happened?
Shout out to Dwayne Casey for that. He made a lot of changes. Bruce Brown made a lot of changes in his latter years in Detroit, which allowed him to become like reasonable. Like, you can leave him on the court, lock up, and then he just kind of like brought that to the Nets, and now he's bringing that to the Nuggets. Shout out to Dwayne Casey.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, if he's Caldwell Pope is an NBA champion. He played with LeBron. He's been a very, very, very good shooter for pretty much almost his entire career. Jamal Murray obviously could get crazy hot. He's not even a role player, but Michael Porter Jr. has been very good. He's been very good this series. And we drafted fucking Fortnite boy over this guy and Shea, right?
I mean,
so
yeah, look at his suit.
I also want to point out another crazy thing. He doesn't really do stuff that shows up in the box score, but like when you actually watch Nugget games, I can't deny this like occasional impact, crucial plays on whatever end it is that some of their young guys like Christian Braun will make. Like, I did not know who that guy was until I started watching games and seeing some of the stuff he would do. Just clutch random defensive stops, random buckets, like, and you're just spacing, just being in the right place that kind of opens up the floor. And it was kind of crazy to me because I'm like, you're really seeing a lot over the course of the season, like in a grand scheme. You're seeing a lot of people that are in previous years would be like nobodies making impact moves.
Bless you. Christian Brown actually didn't even play much in this game. He only played 5 minutes, but when he gets playing time, it's the little things. Like you said, he's a very good defender, especially as a rookie. Like, this team is, while it is like it's already arrived, it's still got youth to it. Like, Michael Porter Jr. is still very young. I mean, Jamal Murray and Jokic are what, 26 and 27, and then I don't know if you guys saw, Paul George was talking about on his podcast Peyton Watson. And he was saying, like, he was in, like, the runs with them, and he was running the gym with a bunch of NBA players, like, talking shit and all that stuff, like, hitting step-back threes, all that stuff. Like, this team can be so good for so long.
Peyton Watson had one game this season where he literally won them the game in the fourth quarter. I forgot who they were playing, but I remember I was tweeting out about it. I was like, bro, Peyton Watson literally just won the game for them.
I don't remember.
They were banged up. I don't think Jokic was. They might have been playing the Lakers with no Jokic. Like, I might be tweaking about that, but they were playing someone with no Jokic, like a big team, and he literally won them. Maybe the Warriors.
It'll be a rotation.
The Warriors or the Lakers, one of those two.
They gave Reggie Jackson some weird minutes in the second quarter.
He played 3 minutes.
KCP was in foul trouble. That's why.
Reggie saw but why not more Christian Brown? Like, that doesn't. Yeah. I don't know. I don't get it. Like, why is Reggie Jackson seeing the floor at that point? It just doesn't make much sense to me.
Yeah. But they got the job done.
But
I guess.
Sometimes they just rather play vets than play like young players that need to get minutes. Like, I wasn't entirely, like, I never expected Lonnie to do what Lonnie did in the game against the Warriors in the last series, but it was kind of weird how he never really saw minutes. Like, if Malik Beasley is not good enough to be in the rotation, fine, he's not doing good. But you still want to add another guard dimension to it. I feel like the Lakers, the lineups that they were using to round out the regular season and going into the playoffs, they weren't experimenting, making sure people were warm. It was the same kind of people, and they just kept on getting by because AD couldn't be stopped. But now, whether it's AD, like, he was shooting a lot of jumpers in game 2.
Oh my gosh,
bro!
What was wrong with him? He didn't know when to stop.
Bro.
Like, I'm like, yo, stop doing that. Like, I was yelling at my TV. Why are you taking that?
Late in the game, too, spotting up in the corner.
The main reason
that
was
like weird. I was like, what are you doing?
Hit one of them.
Can't bully Jokic like he's been able to bully other centers and big men in the league. It's just a fact. Like if you've seen any of these just one-on-one post-ups against Jokic, like yes, he could get a bucket occasionally, but the thing is he's not just bullying Jokic underneath the rim and then putting up a layup. He's going for reverse layups. Jokic blocked him on one. It's just you can't move Jokic like you're moving a lot of these guys. He's like, what, 300 pounds or close to it? Like, it's just you're not going to be able to do that. If there's one thing, Jokic is a good positional defender. That is the one thing that I will give to him. He's not vertical. He's not going to block shots. It's just he's a good positional defender. But so Anthony Davis his advantage is typically his physicality and stuff like that. And I mean, I know we call AD soft, but he is very physical when the matchup calls for it. But yes, he was missing a lot of shots too that he typically would make, especially over Aaron Gordon, some of the post hooks and stuff. Some of these shots are going to, like a lot of them are going to go in game 3. He took a lot, 3 threes in the fourth quarter was kind of wild to me. And Bron especially, bro. What the fuck?
Bad.
In the beginning of that fourth quarter, the man shot like 3 threes very early. And I think he front rimmed 2 of them. Like it was not pretty.
In his head. I think the foot injury that he had going into the playoffs was like it was serious. He did come back early. We all knew that. But I don't know what's going. It's like he's in his head. I've genuinely never seen him approach the playoffs like this. It was weird, like seeing how he played in some of the Warriors games. It's been weird now. Like even when he has like a good game, it's a completely different kind of good game. And mind you, I don't compare anything that he's doing right now. Like people are looking at him and they're saying, oh, he's bad, but they're looking at him in comparison to all the Cleveland stuff and all the Miami stuff. That Bron is gone. Like you're not going to see that. You're going to see some of the stuff. I expect to see some of the things that I saw in 2020. Maybe a couple of the things that we saw in 2021, but I just felt like this time we were going to see a lot of 2020 stuff. And what I'm seeing is his assist numbers are low. Like the pick and roll usage is not as effective as it was. It actually doesn't even happen as much. Like I want to see 7-8 assists per game. I want to see ball movement. I want to see the ball in your hands, bringing the ball up, orchestrating, running the floor. Like you have other people.
He's
you have
been passing the ball well this series. I'm sorry.
He has. I
agree with the Shields. He's just not on the ball as much, and I think it's okay. It's just
I feel like it's frustrating to watch towards the end of the game when it's a couple minutes left and you're like the Lakers need a bucket and LeBron's not looking to get the ball. He's
I feel
in
like
the corner
normally
being
at the end of the games he's been dominating the ball. I think it's more about throughout the course of the game. I mean, we watch him in Memphis close him out a few times,
which is
in
okay.
Game 1, he had the ball. He took a dumb 3.
You just watch other players struggle with the ball, taking stupid shots, and then LeBron still not trying to go get the ball from them. It's just like I feel like I know LeBron could go get that ball, make a move at the rim, and it'll be better.
I'm gonna be honest.
Whatever Dennis Schroeder does.
The Austin Reeves Anthony Davis pick and roll works. Like, Austin Reeves is always making the right basketball play. If there's one guy that I'm okay, like, and LeBron seems to be perfectly fine with it too now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't just like, well, yeah, you want to say, yo, you're supposed to be the best player. You're supposed to be this. You want to get the ball. There are times in which that can do more harm than good. If you're just always trying to get the ball and you're getting into positions to get the ball, it's messing up everybody's lane. And ultimately, like, while he is a dominant player, while he is the GOAT, while you expect him to have the ball and want the ball in those late game situations, it's a team sport. And to win a championship, there's going to be times in which somebody else, like, if there's a play, like, just say hypothetical, if there's a play where he can't get the ball, and the entire time it's all about getting him the ball in these late game situations, what happens then? That person has zero confidence. They've never had to deal with that before. That's just a setup for a disaster. That's just a setup for a disaster. You want to make sure everybody is warm.
And I think also what LeBron is, I feel like taking note a few times during these playoffs, like, hey, like my role guys are going. I don't need to dominate the ball. And I'm going to give you everything I have rebounding the ball and on the defensive end. The combination, I tweeted about this last night, the combination of rebounding and defense that he's playing so far in these playoffs is the best I've seen in like 4 years.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you when you're up by 10. But when the Lakers started to fall back and they started to get beat late in the game yesterday, and I didn't see LeBron go command the ball and command attention, it's confusing to me. He's watching his team lose and doing nothing about it, it feels like.
I think
The
it's
Denver
also
defense
part of
also down the
what
stretch was very
I
good.
think it's also part of what the Shield said too. I know it sounds crazy because it's fucking LeBron, but he might be in his head a little bit at this point. He's in such a bad shooting slump right now.
He's
Yeah.
1 for 20 in the
And how we
quarter
always
from
say,
three.
oh, just give the ball to LeBron and let him get downhill. When he's shooting the ball like that, defense just is able to take a half a step back just
Yeah.
to be more in position to cut off his driving lanes. I mean, they're sending guys at him when he
Yep.
tries to get into the paint. They're sending 2 guys at him in the paint. So
Every
Last
time.
night, I don't even know if it was just him being in his head. He rolled his ankle like twice
Yeah.
towards the end of the game.
yeah, the foot was
like-
bothering him.
He rolled it very late in the game.
Yeah,
like
that's what
very
I'm
late
saying,
in the
yeah.
game.
Like,
Yeah,
Kept,
that's
kept
why
tying
he-
his shoes tighter and tighter.
Yeah.
yeah. He looked like he.
Yeah, he was in pain.
It's
It's
rough.
a lot of discomfort right now. And to be honest, like I always said to myself, like initially when I saw the duo, like one of my crazy takes that a lot of people have like been getting at me for was the whole entire thing about like I just genuinely like even though they won a title and even though AD's playing really well right now, I feel like this is a very like if I was the GM, this would be a sell high in AD period because genuinely I just feel like LeBron is this player that can do like at any point in time, he can make a play. He's experienced when it comes to the playoffs. But this is supposed to be the time, ideally, when they teamed up. The whole point was that when LeBron reached this age, this is where AD becomes more reliable.
I mean,
This is where when AD has a bad game, his bad games are like 20 and 10, not 15 and 5 or 15 and 9 or like shoot like literally stinking up the gym, like to the point where you can literally make a pattern of every 2 games AD is gonna go stupid. Like, why is it that this guy's I think AD's like 31 right now, right? Or 29, 30?
I think he's 30 on the money.
He's 30 and he's getting either 30 and 22 or he's getting 15.
But I think you could still make the argument that he's been the best player for the Lakers throughout the entirety of these playoffs. I mean, he's controlled the defensive side of the ball literally the entire playoffs. Like, yes, the offensive side of the ball has come and gone literally game to game, unfortunately.
Well, when you have no spacing, that becomes the problem. You need to be consistent at the same time, whether that's, consistently 20. Don't give me 13 points and then 30. You know what I mean?
Like,
Nah,
I need you. That's what I want to see. Like, when LeBron, like, if LeBron is laboring, has this foot injury, you want to allow him to, I just don't understand why LeBron can't just go out there and get, say, 20 to 25, get his rebounds, be on defense, apply most of his pressure on defense, and then on offense, get 6 assists. That shouldn't seem so far out of reach. And then AD, his worst game is like 20 and 10. And then he can have his best games. And then you just have the role players do their thing. It's the constant inconsistency that finds us in this position where it's like, LeBron, you got to step up. But at what point does it become, okay, LeBron, you do have to step up, but you're supposed to be the superstar too, and you're not reliable?
See, here's my thing. The Lakers have been winning a lot of these games with physicality, just physicality alone, pretty much. Getting to the free throw line and all that stuff, rebounding the ball. Even though they lost the rebounding battle to the Warriors, they just dominated them physically. It was pretty obvious. This is a series where you can't really do that. I mean, Jokic is about as physical as they come. Aaron Gordon is about as physical as they come. I mean, one of my favorite things to watch is when he gets a switch, he just goes directly at the rim, throws a dude off of him, and then just dunks the ball. I think he did it to Austin Reeves in the fourth quarter last night and just tossed him off of him. And it was like, that is the Aaron Gordon that you need to see, like, especially if there's a switch like that. But it's just, you can't out physical a team that's going to be physical with you. I mean, especially when they have a bunch of big bodies. I mean, your starting lineup is 7-foot Jokic, 6'8" Aaron Gordon, 6'10" Michael Porter Jr. And then obviously KCP plays bigger than his height suggests, like 6'4", 6'5". It's just, this isn't the matchup for the Lakers. Like, this is just not a good matchup for them.
No.
I think they win game 3, as I said before, but I think that the Nuggets take one in at the crypt. I think they do. I think this might be 5, honestly, because I think game 5 will be the Nuggets game as well, at home especially. They're undefeated there. So I don't know. It's tough. What do you think the Lakers have
are
to do
undefeated too, right?
to change? They are.
I think Anthony Davis needs to be better. I said before the series even started that it can't be, oh, I'm great on defense, or I have like one crazy game and a stretch of 3. It needs to be, something needs to stick. A solid 20 and 10 every time, and try your best on defense. because it was always going to be about his ability to slow down Jokic in some capacity, and then also getting his on the other end as
You
well.
just can't.
He was having one of those rough games yesterday. Honestly, like I don't know what he
What'd he
ended up
shoot?
shooting, but I know like,
Jokic?
I'm
9
into
for
the
21.
I know into the fourth quarter he was shooting like 3 of 11 or something.
Who?
Yeah, he finished
Oh,
4
AD?
15.
talking about
Oh.
Anthony Davis.
I mean,
Yeah.
Jokic didn't have an efficient night either, honestly. He was
Nah, I
9 for
saw-
21.
Yeah, I
But
saw about Anthony Davis, but yeah.
But yeah, when he was aggressive earlier in the game, he was very efficient. He was doing what he needed to do, kept them in it. He was scoring a lot of his points in the first, like, pretty much 2.5 quarters. And then obviously the role players took over from there. And Jamal Murray, no fucking shit. The man had what, 24 in the fourth quarter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, like, there are very few players in the league that when they get that hot are better than Jamal Murray. Like, honest to God, when and that's like, you know how you said he's top 5 in something, but we don't know what that something is.
I didn't say that.
What do you? What? Has
I
that
didn't
not
say.
been?
I didn't say he was top 5 in.
No, but like you guys in the chat, everyone was like, "Yo, he's top 5 in something," but like, we don't know what that top 5 is. Well, it's literally just microwave scores in the NBA. Jamal Murray can get as hot as anyone in the league. Period. Like that's your guy.
Yeah.
You've been defending the shit out of him.
Homie.
Yeah. He had 24 in a fourth quarter, and it like every shot, 6 or 7, I think it was to be exact. Every shot was just gonna go in. Like
They
every
were all
for that
tough
one.
shots.
no
bro.
matter how crazy the shots were, it was just
He was
were
exhausted.
going to. Oh, he
Yeah.
was dead, bro.
Exhausted, dog.
That's what I love to see, though. He was dead, still running to the ball, like give me it. Like
Nah, he
doing a
wanted the ball.
DHO
He's
with-
not scared of the moment. He
No.
wants it. He welcomes it.
he was
I love it.
just running dribble handoffs with Jokic over and over, just spam DHO, and it was just like, eventually I'm gonna get my shot at some point. It's just as many times you want to guard it, Jokic will just throw a big body at you. It's just how many times you want to try to get through that. And Jamal just kept getting look after look, and then he get an ISO, take a step back 3, and it was just, oh my God. He pulled one from dumb deep too.
Yeah.
Like dumb deep, and just drained it. That was crazy to watch. We were going insane in the chat. Like, yo, what is going on? Like, this is insane.
And to Shields, you said earlier, like the only reason why he was going off was because the attention was on Jokic. But I as a second scoring option on a championship level team, that's your job. Once the first guy gets taken out by double teams, you have to step up to the moment, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's executing perfectly
To perfection.
to
yeah.
perfection. That's the game plan. Once Jokic goes down in double teams and can't get a shot off and can't get the ball cleanly, it's Jamal's job to hit those shots in those big moments, and he's doing exactly that.
It also needs to be said the Nuggets really tried to give this game away at least 17
Yeah.
times
They
late in the
almost-
game.
Yeah.
Austin
What
Reeves
with
really
that inbound
banked in that
pass.
3.
Austin Reeves
was
banked that
amazing.
3, and that was crazy.
I said,
LeBron was down on
huh?
the other side of the court.
Bro, he looked back and goes, "I bet,"
Bro,
and just shot it.
they turned the ball over like 3 times late in the game, like dumb ass turnovers too. Like Michael Porter Jr. stepped inbounds
Yeah.
on the inbound pass. Jamal Murray tried to throw a pass to Jokic to the half court line on an inbound. It got picked off by LeBron. Like what are you doing? Like, why are we playing it so stupid late in the game? Like the Lakers were clearly making a run. I think they had like a 7-0 run at one point where they literally cut the lead down to like 3. And then obviously the Nuggets eventually just continued to take back over, settled down on offense, gave the ball to Jamal Murray, and just it went from there. So Michael Porter Jr. hit a big shot in this game too. I think he had
Yeah,
like
he
a
did.
big
He
3
did.
in someone's
With, like, 4
face
minutes
too.
left.
Yeah. Bro, there's nobody that could contest his shot.
No.
It's just you can't. He's 6'10", and it's one of the most beautiful jumpers in the entire NBA. Like, he's gonna be a star. Like an actual star. I think he will be an all-star next year. Honestly, if that's going to be a prediction for me.
I don't know
Michael
about
Porter
that.
Jr.
Just needs that.
I don't know about that.
Michael
An
Porter Jr. is going to be an all-star
all-star?
next year.
Wow.
Yes, I think Michael Porter Jr. will be an all-star.
No.
I
I agree. Michael Porter's good at basketball. I think an all-star is a bit of a stretch for next season.
think he's going to average.
I don't think
20.
they'll have 3 all-stars.
I could see that. Could absolutely see that. And you're saying Jamal Murray will be. Okay, fair enough.
Jamal Murray's
Well, I mean,
hands down.
Over Michael Porter, yeah.
Yeah, but
under
it
Pete.
goes down to voting too. And Jamal Murray's a backcourt,
Yeah.
and Michael
know.
Porter Jr. is a front court.
Thank you.
So it can make it easier for him. And they have the wild card spots, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. That's a bold prediction, a way ahead of time bold prediction. I think Michael Porter Jr. is an all-star next year. This is a very good Nuggets team, man. Like,
I don't
very
know
good.
about talking about the Lakers.
Yeah, I
and
know.
Yeah,
Nuggets.
I don't want to hear
It's
any
been
more
like
about them.
40
40
minutes.
minutes. Yeah.
Has it
Yeah.
really been that much
God
time on
damn.
them?
Yeah,
Jeez.
no.
All right. Well,
Let's flip it to the
here's
East then.
another series. I want to talk about some Jimmy Butler because they had a
Jimmy
3% chance to win this series and they stole game 1
It's only like 12 now.
against the Celtics. I know it is. It's
Yeah.
still like it's like 12 or 13. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. And Jimmy Butler dropped 35 and took game 1 on the Celtics home floor. It's
for
just
him.
a legendary playoff run continues now.
I'm loving it. I really hope that this is their year, that they make it back to the finals. I just want to see them win.
So like, what is here's? I guess I'll pose the question. What is Jimmy Butler's legacy like?
You want
if
to
they
see them
lose
win
another
because
final?
we have $50 on the Celtics not winning.
Oh, well, I didn't even think about that.
Oh.
Nah, I don't know. I just love the Heat.
I think that
They had to beat us, but
I've
I
always
think somebody
What is Jimmy Butler's legacy if he makes?
somebody
the
said
finals
something
again?
crazy to me.
I mean-
and they said that Jimmy Butler was the second greatest Heat player,
not
Like, and I was like, no.
chance.
I think that's LeBron because LeBron
see.
already won 2 titles in the time span that Jimmy's been on the Heat.
Yeah.
But I think that he is creating a very great legacy for himself as like one of those players that steps up in crunch moments and like, you know, is dominating above his competition. I think it has a lot to do. Like he's very skilled, but it has a lot to do. Like one of the things I always talk about, I think he's one of the most confident players. And so he's just unfazed by some of the things that other people are fazed by.
Might be
And
the
also
most-
I think like he's very, very fundamental. And then also playing in Miami and having a coach like Spo, like it's very, very easy to buy in and not like get caught up in your own head about, oh, I have to do this or I have to do that. Like, you know that it's just going to be everything is kind of drilled in fundamental. People that go to Miami are wired a certain way, where they're just willing to buy in. They don't allow like selfishness to really take over the way they play, which is the opposite I can say for Jason Tatum. Like I love Jason Tatum, but I also hate him because I was watching the game. Every time I watch the Celtics game, I just see him forcing a shot that I'm just like, I don't care if you can make it. Why? Like your high school, college coach. If Coach K was coaching you right now, he'd call you a piece of shit because why are you taking that?
I mean, he makes them though sometimes. Most of the
He
time.
shot well.
It
in this
doesn't
game.
matter. I don't know why he does it.
He was 9 of 17.
I feel like Jason Tatum's earned the right to take whatever shot he feels is the
Necessary.
right shot.
I
I don't
completely
think
agree.
he has. 'Cause he almost,
No,
but he almost fumbled the whole series.
he shoots such bad shot. It's on him. It's on the player. Everything's a fucking 3 or a layup. You're not getting open layups, and for the most part, they're not letting him shoot open threes. He has no in between. He had it to start the season, and then he just stopped shooting mid ranges.
Mhm.
He literally doesn't shoot mid ranges.
Well, he doesn't shoot mid ranges because
I don't give a fuck about the analytics.
His percentages are garbage for mid
I
range.
don't give a fuck. I
He's a
don't.
below average. Just it's fact.
I don't
I,
care
well,
about
I
that.
know he
Mid-range
is, and I'm
shooter.
saying I don't give a fuck. If you're that guy, you have to have an in between game.
So the
Shoot them
problem
so
is
you
that
have it.
He
Sully,
doesn't
the
have
problem
it
is
though. He doesn't have
had it.
He shoots
He
3
had it.
layups.
He had it and he shot way too much. Like his mid-range
Yes.
game, like you
Yes,
can't
he
tell
did.
me he did not have a mid-range game before. He had it, but he shot too much. His shot selection was stupid. He kept on trying to be Kobe.
Yep.
And then he bought into this analytics thing where he's just like, you know what? I'm just not going to take this thing anymore. And to be honest, every 3 he takes is contested, right? I rarely see him take a wide open 3. He's not like as good as he is. He's not that great at creating space because I mean, granted, he doesn't need a lot of space, but like even then, a lot of the better players are able to create space even when they don't need it, which just increases their ability to just make those shots. Like he's not creating a lot of space. He's literally taking shots almost all the time smothered. He's taking layups smothered when easily the proper read is literally if you just looked to the side, you don't have to make some crazy read. You just look to the side instead of laying it up. It's an easy slip or it's an easy kick to the corner.
It's kind of
Or
like
it's
the Paul
easy just
George
turn
thing.
around, stop your dribble, and turn around and find the guy that just rotated to the top of the key or is literally at the wing. All you have to do is stop your dribble, turn around, and he's at the wing. Just pass the ball.
It's kind of like the
They
Paul
fumble
George thing.
possessions like this.
These ginormous mega wings who, yes, they can dribble the ball and it looks pretty. They got a bag, as the kids say, but they're not these guys that you want to have the ball in their hand for the majority of the game because their decision making and their shot selection. Yes, they make tough shots, but they are tough shot makers. You don't want the ball. Like that's what he's going to do. He's going to take tough shots. So if you're giving him the ball all game, he's going to shoot you out of games when the
Yes.
tough shots aren't
There are
falling.
certain guys in this league, though, that are that. And I mean, look, they're playing against one where you can put the ball in Jimmy Butler's hands for an entire game and rely on him to make the right play.
Yeah, there's
every
like
single
3 guys
time.
in the league:
Yeah.
LeBron, Luka, and Jimmy Butler. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the list.
Yeah.
I guess Jokic.
I mean, yes, Jokic, 7-footer.
Yeah.
And
Like
that's-
I just don't understand why like I hate it. I don't care. And
It's
the
always
worst
been
part
my
is
pet peeve with the
used to
Celtics. They
always-
just don't get them easy buck. The
No, they
two of
don't.
them.
I mean, look, you
Jalen
have
Brown will shoot the mid range at least, but like even
I was just
his
about to say that.
his in between game of like just maneuvering around the D, it's just not good.
no,
But at least
I
they
was
make
about
them.
to say the same
his
thing.
handle
But they-
is not.
That's not the point.
Secure
That's
either.
not the point. Yes, they make them, but they shoot so much of them that they're gonna the law of
Yeah.
averages. They're gonna miss them and
I'll
shoot
be
you out of
honest.
games.
Jalen Brown
Exactly.
is just such a poor decision maker in terms of passing, in terms of making reads. 6 turnovers in this game.
And he's and he hasn't worked on his handle. Like I thought he would have learned. Like I remember Obi and I got into arguments, so many arguments about how good of defense that Draymond played against him in the finals last year. And like I was always saying, like, I mean, Dre wasn't really that good. It's just him being stupid. I mean, Dre locked him up. Don't get me wrong. He just gets, but it's still garbage. He didn't work on it at all. At all.
Yeah,
just
he
got
gets
better at
rattled way
making
too
stuff.
much.
He just got better at making it. He's got better at making it, but he's not creating no space. But he's not doing anything.
Yeah,
It's ass.
the two of them combined for 10 turnovers in this game. And I mean, we saw that in the finals last year, and it's been the problem that's plagued them. It's how you lose playoff games. I mean, when those two have the ball in their hands as much as they do in some of these games, you're going to be turnover
That's
prone.
why, like, I love, like, obviously Malcolm Brogdon's a great role player, and like he was really good for them this year. But I didn't always love the trade for Malcolm Brogdon because it didn't solve their main issue. They lack a true playmaker at the point
See,
guard.
but Brogdon is good at that. Marcus Smart is
They're
good at that.
good, but they're not the guy
not
that you
great.
want
They're
for
not the guy that
having
you
these
want.
wings like Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown. That's the flaw in the roster. Everything else is fucking mint. Roster is
Yeah.
fucking amazing. You have everything besides a playmaker.
I've
That's
said
always
this.
been the problem for them.
I don't know. Marcus has been good these playoffs. in
He's
terms of
good,
He has,
but
but he's
he's
not a
just not.
playmaker.
He's not that guy.
Yeah.
Obi, remember what we always
He's a
used to say, bro?
secondary guy. He's a second. You have a bunch of secondary guys.
I guess.
Marcus
yeah.
Smart's a secondary playmaker. Malcolm Brogdon's a secondary playmaker. Tatum and Brown are secondary playmakers.
Yeah.
Obi, remember what we always used to say? We always used to say that if you could put like CP3 or prime John Wall on the Celtics, it would be over. That's what we always used to say.
Well,
What's with you and John Wall? I love
That's
it.
his favorite player.
I know he is.
yeah, but like
favorite player.
obviously, if you added prime John Wall to this team, they'd fucking demolish the league. It's prime John Wall.
But it's not. It's just about the point of how good of a playmaker he is.
Well,
It's
yeah,
not
but you
John
don't need that level of a playmaker. You just
I think
know,
they
he's just
do
saying.
because I think they do.
don't think
The decision making because the decision making is so porous. The decision making is so porous.
Well, take
like-
the ball out of their hands more. I don't know.
That's-
Well, right. That's why you need a playmaker.
But you need a
That's what-
playmaker.
I
You
still
don't need
think Marcus
prime-
Smart and Malcolm Brogdon are good enough to do.
No,
They are.
because Smart-
They are. But if there was one flaw, you see how this team
If there
loses
was one
games.
flaw,
How do they
yes.
lose games? Because they go ISO ball at the end of
Yes.
games and they miss a bunch of tough shots because they're not getting into any sets.
Yep.
And while Marcus is a
When you
good
said-
playmaker, while
Who's
Marcus
supposed to
is
get you into a set?
It's your point guard.
Okay.
While Marcus is a good playmaker, we've also seen Marcus mortgage games himself because Marcus has bad tendencies himself. Like if he sees Jalen and Jason isoing and it's not falling, he starts to call his own number, and that is the stupidest thing ever because he's not good enough to be calling his own number. But that's what he starts to
I
do.
love.
Can we talk about the
Celtics.
fucking Heat who won this game?
Yeah, yeah.
Please. Oh my God. They had 7 guys, I think it was, or well, no, 5 guys in double figures.
Didn't they have a 50-point third quarter?
6 guys in double figures. They had
A 46-point third quarter.
46-point third quarter. And 4 players each had 15 points. Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, Cody Martin, and is it Caleb or Cody? I think it's Cody. I'm sorry. I always do this. And then Kyle Lowry. And they're role players. They shot 51.6% from 3 in this game as a team. 16 of 31. Jimmy Butler's been phenomenal, especially with his playmaking. He always seems to make the right read, as I said before. The shooters have been shooting, every single one of them. Max Strus, again, another big game, obviously with the 15 points, 3 of 5 from 3. Gabe Vincent, 3 of 5 from 3. 3 of 7, Caleb Martin, or Cody Martin. I'll call them both. And then Kyle Lowry, 3 of 5. I mean, Kyle Lowry's been phenomenal these entire playoffs, which just makes me so happy because it's one of my favorite players. And he kept them in the game, especially early on. He had a run where I think he had like 11 of 15 points from the Heat or something like that.
For this Kyle Lowry talk.
See ya.
You have work, see you, bro.
Have fun.
But yeah, I mean, Bam had a game. Bam has been very good.
Oh, we're
I
back.
guess. And we're
So
back.
the whole thing with the Heat and Jimmy Butler is, I've always been impressed by, and I think it's an underrated part of his game, is Jimmy Butler's ability to elevate everybody else around him.
Yep.
I mean, Tyler Hero goes down, Oladipo goes down, and you're like, the Heat are cooked. We thought they were cooked with them.
They were cooked in the
with them.
in the Bucks series with
And
them. Yes.
they
Yeah.
come in, those two guys go down, and Jimmy Butler steps up. He makes everybody else step up. He gets the defense all together. Everybody's playing as a unit. You have Kyle Lowry, a veteran, playing great again. You have Zeller giving you solid minutes.
Decent enough
sometimes.
minutes.
Yeah,
Caleb
sometimes.
Martin stepping up.
Sometimes.
Gabe
Sometimes.
Vincent stepping up. Everybody, every single one of those role players stepping up. And half the roster is undrafted.
Yeah.
So Jamie's not really getting help from the front office here. He's doing it by himself. He's elevating everybody else around him. It's a testament to the
Two
Heat-
players in the
the Heat
starting lineup were undrafted.
development. Yeah, the Heat development's great. Don't get me wrong, but if there's no Jimmy Butler, if it's some other star, those players aren't playing as well as they are right
You know, we did the Would You Rather last episode, right? And I picked Jimmy Butler over Anthony Davis. And I picked Jimmy Butler over Anthony Davis only because of the fact that I know one thing, Jimmy Butler is going to elevate everybody around him. Because Anthony Davis, as an individual player, probably the better individual player than Jimmy Butler. I don't know. Tough.
It's
Um,
very close.
But Jimmy Butler's leadership abilities and the fact that he has proven now that he, on multiple different occasions, he could be the best player on a championship team, which we can't say that about a lot of guys, but he elevates his game to another level and elevates people around him to another level that we don't even think they have a chance of reaching.
Well, do we know that he could be the best player on a championship team? He hasn't
Exactly.
won one yet.
I think
He
so.
made the fucking finals, bro.
I know.
Yeah.
This is one of the worst
haven't seen it yet.
rosters we've seen, bro.
We haven't seen it
We
yet.
haven't
To
seen it
go
yet.
this far. This is
Well,
a
yeah, I know.
garbage roster.
I know, but
No disrespect.
It
They're
is.
playing
Would he
great.
be at this very moment? My answer is yeah, but if they lose this series, I'm gonna be like,
I still think so.
Eh.
No, I
Jimmy
think
Butler
he's at the
can be
very
best.
bottom.
he earned that
Otherwise,
title.
if he
You
is
gave
there.
him. I don't agree with that.
He earned that title after 2020.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I feel like you don't earn that title unless you win the title.
I
agree
don't
with that.
agree with
No,
that.
no,
statement.
no. I don't agree with
No,
that.
I don't
No,
agree with
you
that.
could
No,
say
no.
Luka.
Unless
Time
you're,
out. You could
unless
say
you're one of the
Luka.
best. I know.
You could say
like I'm
Jokic.
about to
You could say
say,
Embiid.
unless
Like,
you're one of the best players in the league. Like I don't think Jimmy Butler's a top
See, Trunks.
player in the league. I don't think
Here's-
that. I
here's
think
why I
all those
disagree.
other guys are.
Here's why I disagree with this.
He is.
I disagree with this because he lost in the finals, but it wasn't like another matchup where he lost in the finals badly. He had a really good finals.
yes.
He just lost because the Lakers were better.
I know.
I think that he's
Talk about
earned that title.
Jimmy Butler.
I think
Talk
he's
about
earned
Butler
that
if he's,
title. I
like,
think he's
able
earned
to
that
be the
title.
best player. on
If he's the
championship
best
team.
player on a championship level
He
team,
can be the best player on the
I
championship.
completely agree with you.
I think he could. I just don't know if he's in that tier of player yet until he proves that he
Bro,
can win the
I'm
ring.
sorry. This needs to be a discussion. He is a horny star.
Is Jimmy Butler a horny?
He
star?
is.
Ooh, that's
He is.
close.
I'm being honest with
You
you.
have to
right?
call him
I'm
one.
gonna say yeah.
Yes, he is.
He's a
He
playoff
makes me
performer.
horny
so-
for sure.
I'm
He
being honest with you.
Absolutely is.
I'm being honest with you. He is. I think that like a lot of times, like opinions get skewed because like people don't really understand as good as like how difficult it is to actually win a ring in this era with how good LeBron has been, with how good the Warriors were with and without KD. Like when you really think about it, that's literally a whole set of years. Like the number of great players that have had their championship windows robbed to the point where we almost dropped them probably a few tiers lower than they probably deserve to be simply because they lost. And when you look at it in hindsight, they literally lost to the Warriors. They literally lost to LeBron. Like how like DeMar is. I'm not saying DeMar is amazing, but DeMar was literally losing to LeBron every single
I
year.
don't know
Year
if
in,
DeMar
year
is
out.
the best example here. DeMar definitely.
I think
I was
is.
just giving you an example. Like
James
he could have
Harden.
made a finals.
James
appearance.
Harden-
James
Yeah.
Harden is absolutely the best example of a guy that got his championship window robbed from him,
Yeah.
from those Golden State Warriors. And especially because, I mean, look, part of it goes on him. Game 6 and 7, he had a chance to close the Warriors out. They shot 0 for 27 down the stretch. Harden was bad in both of those games. He was not exactly good. And they lost, but Chris Paul was injured.
Yeah.
I mean, he got his championship window robbed.
He's gonna get vengeance.
Oh, he will.
Oh my God, bro.
He will.
Before we talk about that, can I just ask this question? Jimmy Butler or Joel Embiid?
Jimmy Butler.
Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid.
Taking
Joel
Joel
Embiid.
Embiid.
He's the MVP of the league. It's
In
Joel
that
Embiid.
situation, that does
Jimmy Butler.
everything as good as Jimmy is. And that situation, that Joel is it's Joel.
Give me Jimmy Butler.
I disagree. I'm
The
taking
man's the
Joel as well. I
MVP of the
agree.
league.
I mean Jimmy. I'm taking Jimmy as well.
Joel ain't doing that this year with
Yeah,
that.
my
Jimmy
reason for
Butler
that
is different.
For the reason I just said.
Well, they are
Jimmy
different people.
is elevating everybody else around him.
Yep.
I feel like you need to fit in a system with Joel. Joel doesn't make the system. I feel like Jimmy is the system.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
We're gonna
But in all
see that
fairness, there's
system
probably only like
very
4
soon.
players that really make people better around them. And there's still certain individuals that we would say are better.
And
those-
Jimmy's one of them.
Yeah, Jimmy
Luka,
Butler. is-
Luka is one of those people that makes other teammates better because of his
For sure.
ability to pass.
Mhm.
Luka's not the best.
LeBron,
There's so
Jokic.
many players. LeBron is. Jokic is.
Yes.
There's people better than Luka. Like,
Oh, but who would I rather on
depending
my
how
team?
you feel, depending on how you. I would rather have KD on my team than Luka, and Luka makes people better.
That's fine.
I would rather have Luka personally. I think.
Luka over KD. Yeah.
I'd
I
take
don't
Luka
know.
over
Luka.
KD.
You mean
Um,
Jimmy Butler over all of them?
Okay, and then one other one: Jimmy Butler or prime James Harden.
What?
Give me prime James Harden.
Are you serious?
What?
Yes, I'm dead serious.
There's no way you're
Prime,
serious.
Prime
Who are you
James Harden
picking?
was dropping 40 points a game.
Who
Who
are
are
you
you
picking?
taking?
Are you kidding me?
Jimmy,
Are you an
You're
idiot?
lying to yourself.
I'm not lying.
You're
to
lying
myself.
to
Now
yourself.
that's actually
That's-
the
I'm not
dumbest
even-
thing
I'm
ever
not
said
even
on this
gonna acknowledge
podcast.
that.
That's
Jimmy
the dumbest
Butler-
thing
That's
anyone's ever said on this
insane.
podcast.
Obi, what do you have to
Over
say, bro?
prime James Harden.
That's
yes.
the dumbest
So
thing
37
anyone has
points a
ever
game,
said.
MVP James Harden.
So
You're like,
37
nah.
points per game, MVP James Harden in the regular season.
Bro.
What happened in the
And they
playoffs?
have
He's got
the
the
same
same
amount of
playoffs.
rings.
He's like the 4th greatest shooting
Bro.
guard of all time.
I
What do
don't
you
disagree
mean?
with you.
Jimmy hasn't won shit either. So
Yeah,
what
what
is
is
But
Jimmy?
it's because of his resume.
So what's Jimmy?
It's because Jimmy. What is Jimmy? Jimmy is a playoff performer.
And how
Jimmy
many
is a
rings does he have?
playoff
And how many rings does Jimmy
Because
have?
of his regular season resume, obviously James Harden is going to be rated higher.
How
yes,
many,
I
how many
agree.
rings?
Okay, yeah.
Come
So how
on,
many
How many
rings?
rings
So
does Jimmy have? None.
So-
but how many
so-
finals appearances does he have? He has one.
Oh,
As the
how
best
many
player
does
on
James
the team.
Harden have?
As the best player on the team. Let me
James
finish.
Harden has
James
one.
Harden was a sixth man of the year that year.
Okay.
He was carried by Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant
Well, it wasn't
to that
carried.
final. No, it wasn't carried.
He won 6 man of the year.
He
So-
won them a series to get to the final.
Correct.
Bro, Jimmy Butler wins.
You wanna talk about
series
playoff
to get them
moments?
to the
That
final.
was bad.
Playoff
No.
moment.
Yo,
Game
that's
6
such-
against the
that's
Spurs.
such a
in
Jimmy,
dumb
because
2012.
that's a guy that I know down the stretch I could put on the best player on the other team, and I know he'll get me buckets.
Well, you're right about that,
And
Obi,
it's
but
lose
that's
the
also not
finals
the Harden
6.
we're talking about. If he was anything like that and he still had that off ball,
It doesn't matter.
that willingness
Shields.
to
He
be an
fucking
Yeah,
was the
that's-
MVP of the
bro.
league. This
Prime
bro,
James Harden
James
is a
Harden.
Are we-
top-
are we
I'm taking.
joking?
I'm sorry.
He's a-
I'm taking Jimmy.
He's a
Butler.
top 40 player of all time,
Are we? Are
if
we?
not higher.
Come
That's
on,
insane.
guys.
Okay.
Are you
Jimmy
really?
is? Jimmy
I
is
will
also that
start
high?
my team with Jimmy Butler
How high is Jimmy
rather
Butler all
than
time?
James Harden.
How high is Jimmy Butler all
How
time?
high is Jimmy Butler all time? I don't fucking know.
Is he a top 40 player all time?
No, obviously not. He didn't
Okay,
win an
so there
MVP.
we
You
go.
don't give a fuck about the regular
we go.
season, bro.
There we
He
go.
doesn't. He doesn't care.
There we go.
He cares about
Okay.
the playoffs when it matters.
But he
the
hasn't
most.
won.
Bro, he wins.
Yeah, if he
Bro,
cares so much about
time
the
out.
playoffs, why
Time out.
hasn't he
He's
won
been
shit?
to the Eastern Conference Finals 3 times in the last 4 years.
How many
Okay.
times has James
Okay.
Harden been to the
Wow.
conference
He's
finals?
gone to the finals once, carrying
Once.
a team on his back.
Okay,
Okay.
and lost.
Right?
And
And
Continue.
lost in the
Continue.
finals to
Continue.
Going up
LeBron
against the
James and
greatest team
Anthony
ever.
Davis.
Yep. And
To
James
LeBron
Harden,
James and Anthony Davis.
Who did James Harden lose to in the
James
Not
playoffs?
every
Harden-
season. It was not
The
every
2
season.
seasons that they had their best chance.
They lost to the Heatles.
They were up 3-2 and blew it.
Yes, because Chris Paul also got hurt.
They were up 3-2 and blew it.
I know.
And James Harden played bad in both of those games.
He did.
Exactly.
That doesn't define.
Matt,
That doesn't define his
Matt,
career.
It doesn't
Bro,
make Jimmy
you're-
Butler
you're
better than James Harden.
That's exactly what you're doing. You're
You're
taking Jimmy
tweaking.
Butler over James Harden because of 2 games.
No,
Yes.
I'm taking Jimmy Butler over James Harden
No.
because
he's a winner that hasn't won anything.
he's a leader.
Yes.
He's a leader.
He's a
I-
leader that
he's
hasn't
a
won
leader.
anything.
Give me that all day. And he plays
Alright.
on both.
Then you know what? Give me Nick Collison next time. Nick Collison was a great leader for
I'm
that
taking
Thunder
Jimmy.
team.
I'm taking Jimmy.
Give me
Butler over
Udonis
James
Haslam.
Harden.
Udonis Haslam won.
Yes.
Give me Udonis Haslam all time over.
Yes.
Let's see,
James
Jimmy
Harden.
Butler. No, definitely over James Harden.
Yeah.
Over Luka, Jokic. Embiid's another one that I'm thinking of now.
Give me
DeMar DeRozan.
Of course.
Give me
DeMar
Jamar, I
DeRozan.
hear it, dog.
Not
At that point,
Who are you
I
taking all
might
the
as
time?
well-
Udonis Haslam or DeMar DeRozan?
DeMar DeRozan.
Why?
Why?
Because
He actually
DeMar.
plays.
Nah, stop.
Udonis
that.
Haslam was a
Stop
winner.
that. Stop that. It's not even the
Udonis
fucking.
Haslam
It's not
performed
even
when he
close to
played.
the same thing.
Udonis Haslam
It's
was
not even.
Udonis
You
is a
guys are
career
acting like
bench
Jimmy
warmer.
Butler is some bum.
he
not.
is some bum compared
He's
to James
not.
Harden.
No, he is not.
Who
Respect
is
James
better?
Harden.
Who is better, DeMar DeRozan or Robert Horry?
What the fuck, bro? Stop,
Robert Horry.
Are we taking?
Robert Horry,
Are we taking KC Jones or are we taking Jimmy Butler?
bro. Simple.
Give me
you
KC
could-
Jones.
You could prefer to have Jimmy Butler's archetype of player as your number 1 player on a championship team. That makes sense. But to take Jimmy Butler over James Harden is just delusional.
Like that's not even an opinion. That's just false.
No,
That's
it's not.
false.
That's just-
not.
That's
It's
just
stupid.
That was
It's
just a really dumb thing
That
to
was
say.
I don't
very
think it's that
stupid.
dumb.
Matt, you're saying that his resume doesn't matter. We're talking about who you're taking all the time. That's probably the most
I'm
important
saying,
thing.
what player would I take to start my team? I am taking Jimmy Butler.
It's
over
crazy
Alright,
because
guys,
you
alright,
told us
alright,
so when we started. That's
Let's
not
talk-
what he said.
let's
James
talk
Harden
about-
team's
I don't
gonna
give a
go-
fuck about his
about-
legacy.
He's
I don't
gonna
give a
do-
fuck
he's
about
gonna
his
end
legacy.
you.
No, he's not.
So let's.
Greatest
So, all right.
scorers of all time.
All right, Sully. So all right. So how about this, right?
Yeah.
That's it. I'm leaving.
Bro, James Harden is the greatest offensive player of all time, and you're taking Jimmy Butler over him.
Because
That's
he's
insane.
also
He does it
one
on
of the best
both ends.
defenders.
James Harden forced him
of
to
course.
change a
Did it on
rule.
both ends. He hasn't won a depoy though.
On both ends.
You're
No,
crazy.
It's crazy.
Insane.
First team.
First team
What do you guys?
Oh,
what do you guys
oh,
think?
damn right.
Best player in the NBA.
Give me 25 to 30 a night in the playoffs.
Matt,
Would you rather
we're
have first team
comparing
all
a
defense
top
or the
10
best
offensive
player in the NBA?
of all time to a top 100 defender of all time, maybe?
Well,
And we're talking about greatest
But he has
defense.
heart.
No, but,
His
but
heart.
Top 10
yo,
heart.
Nah,
He
if it was
carried
a
the Heat
dog
to the
comp-
finals.
If it was a dog competition, I'd take Jimmy Butler
That's
every time. He definitely has more dogs in him. But
he does. He has
OB,
all the dogs.
OB. Do you realize that you were saying that you would rather have James Harden over Michael Jordan's son? Like this is very ridiculous.
That's a
what's on the
great
phone.
point. Great point.
hey, listen.
He is the child of the fucking greatest basketball player to ever live. Like,
Like,
come
come
on.
on, OB. You are a Bulls fan yourself. You need to be respecting.
They
Didn't he
both
suck
sucked
on
at basketball.
UCF? Yeah.
They both sucked at basketball. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, they didn't suck. They were playing.
isn't one of them
basketball.
dating Larsa Pippen now?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
I
Bro,
thought that
what,
was
do you
Malik
live under a
Beasley.
rock?
I don't pay.
Oh no, that's Scottie Pippen Jr. He's dating.
I was creating my Jimmy Butler versus James.
Scotty Pippen
Oh, no,
is
it's his
dating
mom.
Larsa.
That's his mom.
Hell yeah. Larsa Pippen. They broke-
Wait,
Everyone dated Larsa Pippen. Future.
Yeah.
Malik Beasley.
Malik Beasley.
Scottie Pippen Jr. is
Now-
dating his own.
now
mother?
Michael
Yes.
Jordan's
Yeah, I
son.
fucked up.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Nah, she's been around.
I just fucked your bitch in some Gucci flop.
Future
What are
name
you
dropped her
doing,
on a song.
stepson?
Oh my god. Stop
Future-
step
This
up,
isn't
bro.
a beach. This is a bathtub.
Oh my god. All right.
Well, speaking of James Harden,
There's no
So
sharks
let me
here.
you going back to the Rockets?
Yeah,
I think
seems
we
like
covered,
it.
I
Since
think
we're on the
we
James Harden
covered
topic.
the Rockets.
That's what they say.
So the report is that James Harden will be back on the Rockets. What? Like
I don't know why. It
Why?
doesn't make sense.
Just why?
It doesn't make
Why?
sense.
Probably just wants to go home.
The strip clubs
Houston
there. are
clubs.
nice, I
Houston
heard.
clubs, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk
The
about
clubs
the
there are
Knicks
nice.
already.
Bro.
He's played his best
Basketball-wise, it doesn't
basketball
make
So
around.
here's my question, right? He'll probably start at point guard at this point. What do you do with the rest of this team now? Like,
Well,
does James
Jalen-
Harden accelerate the timeline where like you're hoping these guys turn into stars, or does he accelerate the timeline to where you're now trading these guys?
Depends what James Harden you're getting. I don't know.
Well, you're
It
not
also-
getting. He's not getting better. I'm
It also
sorry.
depends how bought in he is.
I think fuck James Harden if I'm Houston. If he wants to come back, sure. But my number one priority is trading up from number 4 to number 2 to make sure I draft Scoot Henderson.
I agree. I watched a video one time actually on YouTube back in the day. Forgot the name of the channel, but
I don't know.
Scoot Henderson basically is the savior of the Houston
Yeah.
Rockets.
He would have
Yes.
broke the NBA pretty much. This would have broke the NBA.
I agree with that. They should trade it for
Steph
Scoot,
Curry with a
but
40-inch vertical.
Yeah.
I think if they do get James
Wait,
Harden,
what?
they trade Jalen.
He
Brown.
shot 27% from three. Who is Steph
joking.
Curry?
It was a Corzemba reference, buddy. Yeah, relax.
Buddy.
Sorry.
But if they get
I don't
James
give a
Harden
fuck
back,
if they get. Why?
I think
Why
they
does
should
he wanna
Jalen Green,
go
though.
there. Why does he?
Nah,
wanna
Yeah, I
go
don't
there?
think. I think it's stupid.
What's
Doesn't
he
make sense.
doing? Go
What-
to Phoenix,
Yeah,
bro.
what
Go to
time?
Phoenix.
What timeline does he fit on in Houston's grand
So
scheme?
here's
of
my
things?
that's why I posed the question.
Like,
Do you
even
think
if
he
you
just
trade
trades
it-
every did
but
trade everybody?
Is
No.
James Harden? I mean,
no, bro.
Is
Who
James
you
Harden
get-
worth it? No, I agree.
I don't think- I don't
Bro,
think-
you just finally have what people are calling a bright future
Do you though?
after. Yes, for
You would
once.
hope.
For once, yeah. For once in the past 3 years, yes, you do, because it's been very glim there since Harden left them the first time.
I'm not even going
Why?
to lie. I don't see a bright future in Houston, man.
It's
Jalen
brighter
Green.
than it
You
has
can't
been in
build
the
around-
past 3
Well,
years.
that's
You have
true.
a top
It is
4
brighter.
pick. You have all this lottery talent, and you just got a guy who everyone thinks is a great coach.
It's definitely bright because of the young talent, but like at the same time,
you
it's got to
watch
turn
them-
into something.
Bro, if you watch them, bro, they were coached horrible.
They were
like-
coached horribly.
Bro, Ime even went out in his interviews and just said everything that everyone wanted to hear. He's going to use Sengun correctly. KPJ only shot 2 catch-and-shoot threes a game. He shot fucking over 40%. He's going to get him more involved as a catch-and-shoot
Gotta
guy.
get easier looks for Jalen Green because Jesus Christ, his
I
efficiency
mean,
is
and if
atrocious.
you have
Jalen
James
is
Harden
bad.
who's willing to facilitate, yeah, you're gonna get all these things. He's gonna be able to get these guys the ball. Hopefully,
I just don't think
You have
Harden's the
you have
guy
young
there.
wings and Jabari Smith and Tari Eason who are
Yeah.
promising 3-and-D wings.
I mean, yeah, Tari Eason's got to develop that jumper a little bit, but yeah,
Promising, yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I just
The
I wish
future
he-
looks brighter than it has been. They have
Yes.
a good young core. They're gonna add either
Another pick,
Scoot,
yeah.
Brandon Miller, or Eamon Thompson, probably. Who are all guys who could be great
I
players.
don't even know who
I
they
don't.
picked there.
If they
It's not
stay
going to
at
be any of
four,
those. It's not going to be
gonna
Scoot
Eamon.
or it's not going to be Scoot or Brandon Miller. if they
Scoot's
stay.
gone. Scoot's
Those three
gone.
are
Brandon
gone.
Miller's
Yeah,
gone.
well gone by 4.
If it's 4, then it's gonna be Eamon Thompson.
It's probably
probably.
it's probably Amon Thompson.
It could be Eamon or it could
Asar.
No.
I don't know. Honestly, like Obi and I agree on this. We don't think he belongs in the top 5, but honestly, a lot of people say that it could be Cam Whitmore.
Yeah,
I think Cam Whitmore locked himself into pick 5 after the lottery.
Yeah,
Pistons are gonna have to take him.
I think he
Pistons would
might
be
be there.
stupid to draft anyone else.
I think he could go there at 4 or 5.
Yeah, I mean,
I think the Rockets are in a good spot. I just think Harden just makes no sense. I don't know why he wants
I
to go
agree.
there. I don't
I
know.
don't know. But if Harden does go there, might be Joel Embiid time somewhere else. Hopefully in
all right.
New York.
I mean,
so we
yeah,
had a report.
because-
We had a report.
Yeah,
We
Come on.
saw the report where if Paul George is available for trade, the Knicks might trade for Paul George.
Bro, fuck Paul George.
That's
Give me Joel Embiid, bro.
Yeah, they're also linked to Joel Embiid.
They
now.
are, of course, going to be linked to Joel.
Of course.
considering we have
Obviously.
pieces, if he fits the timeline, it just,
It'd be perfect.
If the
honestly.
process
it fits too
is
well.
to be trusted.
It'd be amazing.
All right.
I'd be so happy.
You
Jalen
guys
Brunson
trade-
and Joel Embiid.
You guys trade for Paul George and Joel Embiid, 2 playoff chokers.
I
I
mean,
think the Knicks are more likely.
We have a guy that's not a playoff choker, and
Yeah.
that's Jalen Brunson.
More
So,
likely to get. You're more likely to get Paul George than you are to get Joel Embiid.
Obviously.
I
Thank you.
don't think Philly's
I
going to
disagree with
inter-division trade
What?
with you
I don't think they're trading Paul George. Why would they trade him?
Well, he's
because
less
they
valuable.
need to blow it up. The Clippers are.
But they're not
finished.
gonna blow it up
if
though.
you offered,
Clippers are finished.
I know. I think they are too, but they're not.
They
gonna
offer,
do
if
it.
they offer RJ and whatever for like just and a couple of picks because the Clippers have absolutely none since they got Paul George and Kawhi, then I feel like that's something they can't say no to. Every single time they can't be delusional anymore. Every time it's not about
Fucking
playoff
dogs, bro.
windows. There are teams that were not better than them before that are better than them now.
Oh,
They were better than the Nuggets. The Nuggets are better now. They were better than
No, I agree with you.
They were
I
better than
definitely
the
think they should
Mavs.
blow it up. They
Like,
should.
the
I
Mavs can
just,
easily beat them, even though they are technically still better than the Mavs. They were better than the
I
Suns.
agree with you.
Suns
I
are
just
better now.
don't think they're gonna blow it up.
Without
That's all.
CP3 and Ayton.
It sucks because I mean, who's to say that Kawhi couldn't have beat them if he had stayed healthy with that Clippers team?
But he's not going
That's
to.
the story every single
It
year.
not
sucks.
going
Yeah,
to.
it sucks
It's
because
time to
he
blow it
was,
up.
No
he was phenomenal.
hypotheticals allowed.
No, I know. Yeah, and
Never.
that's the worst part because it.
Kawhi is untradeable. Kawhi
Yes.
is untradeable.
Kawhi is untradeable, although you would still be able to get off.
What is happening?
He's crawling underneath. Although you would be able to get a lot for Kawhi. For Kawhi, it's just what team's willing to take the risk, you
The
know?
only
Like,
team I could see is Portland.
I honestly
Portland is dumb team number one to trade for any of these people.
I think, I mean, if I'm Portland, I would do it in a heartbeat, I think. Personally, I would trade everything to pair up Dame with Kawhi. I'd take my chances there. I absolutely would do that.
I mean, at this point, they'll take anything.
Yeah, and I mean, Kawhi's the best player that you're going to get. That you're going to be able to even
Yeah.
have a shot at getting. I also could potentially see the Knicks doing it, if I'm being honest. If that becomes a reality,
They have the draft capital. They have the young players to make them able to move.
They have the contracts. Yeah, I mean,
no, they can
all
go get
of
a
that.
star.
It's, I don't know, it's just scary. As I said before, the injury risk with Kawhi is just too much. But I do think the Knicks will get someone this offseason. I don't know what level of someone that is, but I think it'll be an all-star level player. I think they will make a
The
move
Knicks have
to
to
get
figure
an
out their
all-star level player.
GM.
As long as you guys don't waste your money on Chris Middleton, bro, you're okay.
Waste your money. What? He's
Yes, because
fucking-
I don't believe Chris Middleton is overrated.
he's a baller. Chris Middleton's
He's
Who do you think the
overrated.
most overrated player
yes.
in the NBA
Who
is?
do you think is the most overrated player in the league? Shields. Oh, please agree with me. I'm not saying mine, but say yours.
That's a tough one. I got a couple people that come to mind in terms of overrated.
Who's the first
Name 'em.
one?
Other than Chris Middleton, because you just said him.
Yeah, Chris Middleton is one of
That's
them. I think he's vastly overrated. Honestly,
Underrated.
I gotta go with Julius after these playoffs, man. I got to go with
It's
Julius.
understandable.
I have to go with Julius.
He's a great regular
That's
season
my
player,
pick.
though.
That's
He
my
really
pick.
is.
And after Julius,
Jamal Murray. No, stop.
no,
Absolutely
he's
not.
No, he's not. He's not. Low key.
The hell was that?
I was just making fun of you.
Low key, I gotta go with Jason after this too. As good as he is, I think
I don't know. I don't know if Tatum's really overrated.
he misses too many.
Do we have Tatum as a horny star still? Like, is he still?
Yes.
I
He's
can't
a horny
stand
star.
Yeah, I think he's a horny star.
Okay,
I can't
all right,
stand
that's
the
fair.
stuff he does. It's just
That's
bad
fair.
basketball.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's
He's
tough.
probably the reason why I say overrated is after this season, given how Embiid just walked out of the playoffs, right? Fell out of the playoffs, I should say. People probably have him in their top five, and I think he should be locked in at 7 or 8, personally.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. All right. Well, we just mentioned Jamal Murray before. Actually, Trincali's not even here. I can't even do it. I was gonna do the would you rather, because I completely just did not cross my mind before when we were actually talking about Jamal Murray.
Yeah, you still could.
Would have been the time to do
No,
it.
speaking of that, Rudy Gobert, would you rather?
We did that already.
No, I know. It's like, oh, never mind. Because he did that. Because remember, we started talking about something like an hour and a half later, and out of nowhere he goes, speaking of that, Rudy
Oh,
Gobert,
yeah, I
would you
do
rather?
remember that.
Yeah.
Nice call.
No,
back.
at least I just
I was
said that
confused.
was
Yeah.
I was
Thank you for
very
explaining.
confused too. I was like,
Anytime.
did Rudy Gobert do something recently
Yeah,
for like
let
us
me-
to want to do
Let
this?
me ask you guys this: Would you rather have Kyrie or Dame?
You got to say Dame
Dame.
right now.
Dame.
Damn. Definitely.
All
Dame.
time, though, I take Kyrie.
All time, I take Kyrie too.
All time, I'm taking Dame. He's just more of a grinder in my eyes, personally.
What?
Taking
Yeah.
Kyrie all time.
He's more of a grinder.
He's got the ring.
Bro, this is a completely different argument than
No,
the
I know.
Jimmy
He's
James
just-
one
he's
that I gave before. Like, that doesn't
Just
even
more
make
dog.
sense. Kyrie has the fucking ring as the second best player on a championship level team.
Just
James
has,
Harden doesn't have any rings. Jimmy doesn't either.
just has more dog.
So
really
it's pretty much just a straight comparison, and I just would rather the leader and player that Jimmy Butler is than the leader and player that James Harden was. So
All right, stop.
all right, please, before he gets up and smashes the whole table.
How you punched him in the face with the chair just now?
All right, other thing, draft lottery. What do we think about that? Who?
Trump, what in the hell just happened?
That shit was hilarious.
My boy was
Returned.
yeah, he's back.
What did you guys think about the draft lottery? Obviously, we know who the biggest winners and losers were because the teams that fell lost and the teams that rose up the board won.
I
But-
think the Spurs won.
What did we
the
think
draft
about
lottery?
it? Well, of course.
I mean, the biggest loser.
I'm happy
Well,
this.
Pause. Let me ask you guys this question. What do you think about the lottery system that they have? Because keep in mind, the worst record team has not had the first overall
I
pick.
love it. I
the
think it's
entire
exactly what the NBA needs.
I think the
Knicks
first.
missed
I
out.
like randomness in it.
I think
Everybody's
the
missed out.
worst overall record somehow needs to be guaranteed top 3. I think getting 5 is fucked.
I don't know.
Yeah, but like,
I
I think it's
love
a
the
really
lottery
good job
odds.
of preventing tanking.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree.
It's a really.
I
That
think
was
they're
the whole
still.
point of
go-
it.
I think it's a
I think
perfect
they're
system.
still
Honestly,
gonna tank though.
You can make an argument for both ways because it could also I guess push some teams to tanking in a way. and
Yeah,
giving
even though
themselves a better
the
odds.
worst record hasn't gotten the first pick, they still have the best odds tied with
But
Two other
top 3.
teams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you still have the best odds, so you're
Yeah,
still
but
going.
there's still no
if-
guarantee.
Yeah, but if you're still one of those teams who sees no real chance to make the playoffs, you're still gonna tank.
So what one
You
person
try and get
suggested,
the highest odds.
suggested is that the lottery be based on a 2-year spectrum because they wanted to take into account teams that have been bad for years and then consistently keep on getting 3, 2, 4, and never get first. If you've been one of the 3 worst teams in the NBA for 3 straight years, you should be almost guaranteed to get first overall.
I
At
don't
some
agree.
I don't agree.
that
with
is,
that.
I mean, that was just
Stop
that was
being bad at drafting.
Yeah,
Like, you
because I
still
think that
have a very high
because I
pick.
think then that overloads one team with talent because rookie getting added into, let's say Victor goes to the Pistons, right? I mean,
Well,
Victor's kind of a hard example.
He's
but
a Spur already.
I know, but because Victor's
No
probably going to come in and
hypotheticals.
be an impact, so I can't really use Victor. But
well, how about this? Look at Golden State, right? Look at Golden State, right? Steph breaks his hand, Clay tears the ACL again, Draymond gets a knee injury and then sits out the rest of the year, and they get the 2nd overall pick. They should not have even had a chance to get LaMelo.
I don't
They
agree with
literally
that.
only had a bad team because their core got hurt. If you evaluate it based on who's really the worst team in the NBA, like, yeah, they had a bad record, they had a bad year. You put them somewhere in like the 5 to 10 range. But a team that was 2 years removed from winning a championship and only had a bad record because their guys were hurt should not be getting. And if they had LaMelo, the whole league would be fucked up right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care about the lottery. Like, it
No,
is what
I
it
don't
is.
mind
It's
it at
cool that
all.
it's random. I just feel like, I don't know. It's cool that it's random.
Shout
I
out
mean,
to
you guys
Spurs
could.
for
I mean,
getting
think
Clay.
about it. You guys could have had Zion.
It's so weird to say. What do you
Ja.
mean? Shout out to them. It was
Well,
they didn't do it.
Yeah, they got lucky, but like I'm very happy for them because like when we were talking about like what team we would want to get the first overall pick the most, I said the Spurs because I wanted Pop to for like his last chapter in his career to have another guy that like potentially he could like walk off into the sunset, like developing this guy and then just move on, give it to whoever. They got him.
Well, I'm curious if they're gonna try and accelerate it. I tweeted about this. If Victor's gonna come in and be that good, and they're gonna realize like, hey, Pop's on his last legs here.
Trade some of these guys.
Yeah, cash in some of our chips and get a established guy.
They
to
have a
put next to
lot of
Victor.
stuff.
That's
to
what I'm saying.
do it.
Yeah.
I
Like-
mean, now more than ever, the league's wide open.
Yeah.
You really wanted to make a run. you-
If Victor's like,
Anybody can
I was
go
about to
for
say it all relies on his
if,
rookie season.
if Victor's as good as everyone's making him out to be, he's not going to need much time. And it, just like in any sport, it's easier to put a good team together when you have
the
one of
rookie
your best
contract.
players on a rookie contract.
Yep. And that's the thing. It depends on his rookie season. Because if he's great in his rookie year and he shows out, then everyone's going to be thinking, okay, he's going to be phenomenal in his second season. Like we're talking one of the better players in the entire league. Like if it's like that, it's not always a linear progression. But if he shows out in his rookie year, the Spurs are looking at this as like, oh, we already have our 1 star. Let's go get our other one. And if they do that, they have the pieces
They've such a
as
good
good
core.
of anyone else, like to go get whoever they want to get.
But is it the San Antonio way to do this? Because they've never done anything like this before. They've
But
never
if-
ever made a deal like that before to go out and get ever.
When
Since
they
Pop
got-
has been there, since
See-
Pop and RC Buford have been running the Spurs, they've never ever done this ever.
See, but
So
when
what?
when they got Tim, they already had an established team. It was one of those situations where David Robinson got hurt, exactly what you were talking about before, and it was a solid team. But then you add a generational player, one of the greatest of all time. He steps in and immediately is one of the best players in the entire NBA. And now you have a championship level team off the bat. So, I mean, you didn't have to make any trades because you already had your other guy in David Robinson too. And of course, that's a long time ago. But now it's like, now's the day and age where if you see something happening now, you're going to act on it immediately. So, like, if Wemby's amazing, and you don't see a future where Keldon Johnson's your number 2 guy or number 3 guy, which most likely he's not. Devin Vassell probably not going to be your number 2 or number 3 guy, but he's a damn good player. You could trade some of these guys, and then you could go get that other star. Like, it's a complete and total possibility. So I don't know. I think I could see it, especially because the circumstances lie for Greg Popovich to end his career riding off into the sunset if the potential is there to build a championship level team. I agree with you, Chris. I think they will do that. Honestly,
Greg Pop. No.
What do you guys think about pick 2?
What?
Hornets better take
Something else.
Brandon Miller. If
They
they
better
don't
take
take
Scoot,
Brandon
bro.
Miller, no, it
Why?
doesn't work. It's just going to fuck the whole thing up. It's
But
going to fuck the whole thing up. It's
I
not,
agree with the notion of you take the best player available and worry about everything else after.
not when the best,
For the
not when the
case of
best
the
player available
Sacramento
can't shoot.
Kings.
You already have a point. Not when the best player available can't shoot is a true point guard in his own right.
Look
And
at
you
this.
already have a true point guard.
Look at
It doesn't fit. It doesn't
Look at
work.
the sack. Look at Sacktown. They took Tyrese and were able to flip him for Domantas Sabonis, and now they have their pieces set in stone. These are their guys.
they're
Fox,
one trade away.
Fox and Sabonis. So I don't think it's a bad route taking the best player available. You could always capitalize on it and flip them for something else, someone established later on.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm not.
Halliburton could at least shoot.
I
They
think
have
Brandon Miller is clearly the third best prospect in this draft, I guess. But like Scoot's a generational point guard prospect. He's the best point guard prospect I've seen since like John Wall, Kyrie Irving. Honestly,
I wouldn't be surprised if it was the other way around. If you took Scoot and you ended up parting ways with Melo later on.
Jeez.
well, Melo's also a great catch and shoot
I was about
player.
to say that they could fit.
I
think they could
I
fit.
think they could figure it out.
It's not really. the
It's
Jaden
tough
Ivey
because
situation.
Personally,
guys
they
like
already took
Brandon
both.
Miller in his mold, who are these big wings who could handle and shoot, they don't come around that often. But also, I just think a guy like Scoot doesn't come around even more often. Like he's really could be the best point guard in the league.
I honestly think he's just going to be a better version of John Morant. Like, I really do think he's
I
going to
look
be
at-
that good of a
But
player.
I look at Brandon Miller. Dude shot 39% from 3 the entire season. Shoots over 80% from the free throw line. Like, there really isn't a shot that he can't make. His off the dribble game is a work in progress. The only thing you could point out about him, and that's an ongoing trend with a lot of prospects nowadays, is that they might not have an NBA body, so their inside game is a little bit flawed. But that's something that just being in an NBA environment, adding weight, adding strength, and just working in that environment, that's something that gradually gets better. This is a 6'9" wing guys that can do anything, and they already have a point.
Get him to Portland.
yeah,
him
I
to
don't,
Portland.
He belongs in Portland. Portland needs
wouldn't-
to trade Dame, and that's where they take Scoot. That is what the top 3 seems just so plain and simple to me. It's Wemby, Brandon Miller, and Scoot.
They could
Or-
also just trade that pick instead.
Or I mean,
Well, they
yeah,
can
that's
also
true.
trade that pick, but I
yeah,
think
I wouldn't be
they can also
mad
trade-
at Charlotte for drafting Brandon Miller. Like I get it, and I wouldn't be shocked if he becomes a superstar. Like he's a fucking talented kid, but I don't know. I just think Scoot's just a tier above him in terms of being a prospect. I honestly think it's more likely that Houston trades up for 2.
You
I think
it's
he-
really going to happen.
I think Houston has known for years that Scoot Henderson was their guy. That
So,
it was always Wemby or Scoot for Houston.
what does that mean for Harden, though?
I don't know. I
It
don't know.
means he doesn't go there. It means
Yeah,
he
I
goes
don't
to
know
Phoenix, like OB said.
I don't
We
really.
really think it's Phoenix?
I don't
It's-
buy
think he
all this
belongs in
Harden
Phoenix.
stuff. I could still see him going back to Philly.
I agree.
It's too early
I
for
agree.
him to lock in that he's going to Houston.
Yeah, I
It's
think
just
the
too early.
rumors right now are literally
just
just that.
rumors,
They
yeah.
are rumors. They're smoke. It's nothing. I don't think there's.
I
any fire.
really think Houston in their best interest is throw pick 4. You have picks to trade. You have players you could potentially move on from
Yes.
if you have to. You go and trade up for Scoot Henderson.
I agree.
What if the Celtics end up trading Jaylen Brown like we all think they're gonna, and then Harden signs with Boston. That'd be pretty
with
cool.
the Boston.
What do they trade Jalen Brown
Boston.
for?
I don't know.
Harden.
I don't
They're already
know.
paying a lot of guys a lot of money.
I don't see a Jalen Brown trade right now, bro. I see him. Did he extend?
No, that's the problem.
Does
They
that make
have to
Boston
extend
better?
Jalen
He leaves.
Brown and Jason Tatum?
So then he leaves.
Yeah, so
I
they
don't
have to
see
trade
them
him.
trading. I see him leaving in free agency. I genuinely don't see them trading.
But
They
why would
like
they-
that.
Why would they just let him go for nothing?
If they lose this series to the Heat, he's getting traded.
Yeah.
If they don't beat the Heat, he's getting traded.
You think so?
Yes.
He has to be. They can't lose him for nothing.
They
They'd get
probably
so much
will.
for him.
Yeah, they probably will.
The Shields, they
If
have
he's
to pay
leaving-
them on their next 2 contracts, Tatum and Brown, to combine like 615 million.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They might just let him walk.
They can't.
No,
do
they're
that.
gonna
let him walk,
No,
homie.
no, no.
They're gonna
no,
trade him
no.
because you could get a haul for a guy
You
like
get a
Jalen Brown, and you still have
haul.
Jason Tatum about to enter his prime. You could build a dynasty.
I really do think Atlanta needs to do something and go get Jalen Brown. I
don't
think
think they're gonna do that.
They'll never let him walk for nothing.
I don't know how you do that, but because they traded for DeJounte, but
I don't think it's possible.
I don't
think
know.
it's possible.
I really don't know.
I
don't
think no
think-
matter what, in terms of the draft, the Magic are gonna win the draft. They have two lottery picks.
two
Two
lottery
lottery
picks.
picks. That's exactly what this team needs. They
With
don't need another.
literally one of the best young coaches.
Yeah,
in the
you don't
entire
need
NBA, man.
another star level #1 guy. I hope they take shooters because it seems like at pick 6 they're
Yeah, they
already
do.
locked into
But
taking a star.
Here's my thing: do you really you do still need a second star?
No. You just need France to work on his off the dribble scoring. Paolo is a shot creator. You
gonna
need
be that
France
guy.
to become a better shot creator.
Franz is good. Franz is good enough
Franz,
to
do you
be
think
in number
Franz is gonna
2.
be that
Yeah.
guy? Okay, I mean, yeah, I guess. And then Wendell's amazing. Obviously, is
Wendell's
pretty
amazing.
much the perfect center.
I think for Orlando, I
Kobe,
think
do
in
you
their
think
best
Suggs is
interest.
the point guard?
Huh?
Do you think Suggs is the point guard of the future, or you think that Fultz has
I
been
think
so
he
good
should
that you
be.
let him out?
I think
He's a
Suggs should be
long-term too.
the point guard of the future. I think you got to develop his playmaking and his point guard abilities, but he's shown defensively he's one of the best, and his 3-ball came around.
That's why I think he's long term going to be like a shooting guard. I just do.
Think he could still develop into a one. For what this team needs, this team doesn't need.
a lead playmaker like that.
They need a
like an
lead
elite-
playmaker, but like the Magic's core could suffer from what the Celtics
I
have
was
going
about
on
to say exactly that
because
yes.
their wings are better.
So good at
They're just
playmaking.
better playmakers than Tatum and Brown. That's just how it is. Tatum and
Mhm.
Brown are obviously better players, but Franz and
France is higher IQ.
Tatum is
Yeah.
the best of the four right
France is
now
amazing.
in terms of playmaking, and then I'd say it's
No.
probably Franz, and then
Paolo.
Paolo, and then Jalen. I don't.
Paolo's the best.
I don't know if I don't know if Paolo's the best right
he might
now,
be. He might be.
but he will be.
I think for Orlando, you trade out of 6. If the picks on the board are Jarris Walker or Sar Thompson, I don't think that's what you need.
I agree.
You
I
have
think you trade out.
defenders and length. You trade out, trade out with OKC. Let OKC take one of those
Yep.
guys. You pick 11 and 12. You walk out of there with Dick and Keontae George.
Dick.
Grady Dick, baby.
As
I mean,
long
they
as
could
you're walking
also
out of
make-
there with Dick, you're
They
good.
They could also make a move
I'll
for
be
like
satisfied.
a star.
a star.
They could.
I
They
don't
have
even
a
think they
lot of
have to. I don't even
players.
think
They
they
don't
have
have to. No,
They're
no, no.
walking out of there with Dick. There's no way they don't get Dick.
They don't
That's
have to make the
satisfying.
move, but like they have a lot of stuff to trade. They have like
Grady,
they have
that
what
is.
3,
Bro,
4 guards. Like they can't all stay
If they
there.
walk out of there with Grady Dick and Keontae George, the NBA is in literal
Yeah,
trouble.
they-
The NBA's fucked.
I don't know what they do in terms of their point guard situation there. Yeah,
They have a
'cause, I
lot
mean,
of guards.
Cole, you got Cole. You got
Cole's getting traded.
You think Cole's gonna get traded?
Suggs,
Cole's gonna
Markel.
get traded. You're gonna draft that's
There's-
why you draft Keontae George to be in that
There's-
role. That
There's
6
trade
man.
rumors.
That's
There's
what
trade
you trade
rumors that
two
Cole
guards
could get
if you
traded
want.
for Gary Trent Jr.
One of the picks.
Yeah,
Then you get
I
a
don't
star.
know. I definitely.
I honestly think
gotta
when you
go-
trade Cole for a rotational guy who's a veteran because you don't have veterans on this team.
Obi.
After
There's
this draft, they're going to be ready to start. They're going to be the Thunder
Yeah.
next year.
Gary
They're
Harris.
ready. They're ready to start like winning games. They already were winning games, but they're ready to.
Yeah.
They're ready to be a playing lock next year.
I agree.
It's time
I
for them
think
to start
they.
winning.
so.
I think they're ready to be like the 7-8 seed. Or
Bro, because
if
I'm
not
telling
a
you,
little
if
better.
at pick 6 and 11, if they stay there, if they trade down to like I want them to do, but you're drafting 2 guys who are going to be able to be in your rotation and contribute
Yes.
to winning basketball.
I agree.
They were,
Especially in this draft, there's so many good fucking role players.
I
in this
also think
draft.
it is
There's no-
possible Jalen Suggs makes that jump next year. I think it is.
Everyone's
entirely
going to take
possible.
another jump.
I think it's
Obi,
entirely possible.
there's chatter that Cole Anthony could get traded for Gary Trent Jr. because the Raptors might try.
That makes sense.
I like that a lot for the Magic, actually, if I'm being completely honest. I like it for both sides. I I think Gary Trent would fit perfectly in Orlando. Honestly, they need the shooting.
You
too.
draft Dick and you draft Keontae George. You let Keontae George kind of bench warm for a year while you have Gary Trent. When Gary Trent gets old and needs to go, Keontae George takes that role. Then you have
And
fucking
does it better.
Fultz, Dick, Franz, Paulo, Wendell. You have Suggs. You have Keontae George. You have fucking all these guys. I don't know. I like the Magic. Obviously, have one of the best cores. I think the Pistons are going to be good next year again. Like I said, I think Cam Whitmore is the lock for pick 5 for them.
Yeah, I probably would agree with that.
Yeah.
Pistons are gonna be be really good.
I think that's fine because I think Cam Whitmore projects to be better than Sadiq Bey.
Yeah.
I think Sadiq Bey was, like I said to you, the Shields, we got in a fight over it. Sadiq Bey was a little bit underwhelming. He was definitely better when he got to Atlanta, though, but
he was.
People had high expectations for Sadiq Bey that he kind of hasn't really reached in terms of being able to be on the ball. I think Cam Whitmore is going to be better on the ball than Sadiq Bey. So
he's
I think it took me realizing that his defense took a massive step back.
He's like a big, like,
he's 6'8", like 240, 250.
He's like a big brolic wing. He's more athletic than Sadiq Bey, though. Bey's probably a better shooter, but I think Whitmore could do more.
So I was about to say, do you want to draft someone that's projected to be Sadiq Bey at 5?
No.
I don't know.
Well, he projects to be better than Sadiq Bey. He's just like in that
I
mold.
think he just means his frame.
Yeah, his frame is larger. He's a
The
big
comparison was Iguodala.
Something like that.
I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. And he's even bigger than Iguodala.
Yeah, more brolic.
He's bigger than Iguodala.
Iguodala if he had Desmond Bane's frame.
Yes, literally, exactly that. But yeah,
and he tested so well at the combine.
What was his vert?
I don't know. Good.
It was everyone's.
It was better than Obi and I thought it was because we thought he didn't have hops. We just thought he was explosive.
Yeah.
I mean,
he tested well.
He's got everyone.
So did Jarrett Walker.
Everyone can jump, bro. Everyone could jump out the gym now. It's just the thing.
Jarris is my dark horse prospect. I think Jarris is actually a top 5 talent that's just going to go to 7 or 8 simply because of how dynamic the Thompson brothers are.
I like Taylor Hendricks more than I like Jarris Walker right now.
Real quick, I actually really love the fit. Going back to Spurs, I'm sorry, between Jeremy Sohan and Victor Wembanyama. I actually think that's going to be beautiful there. In San Antonio. Just
makes sense. Jeremy Sohan had a really damn good rookie year.
He did. Very under the radar. He's going to get so much better. I think he honestly has the potential to be similar to a Draymond Green. Honest to God. I really do think he's going to be that good of a player.
Where is Ortiz?
He went to work.
Oh, he left?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wait, Chris, you think Taylor Hendricks is going to be better than Jarris? Why?
I think he's just a better shooter. I think they're both similar in terms of defense. Jarris has a bigger frame, but I don't know. I think they're both going to be damn good. I just think Taylor Hendricks has more upside, like in terms of being a higher draft pick.
Gotcha.
I think they're both pretty can't miss prospects. Like they're going to be good NBA players, but I think Taylor Hendricks is just a little bit more upside as like a scorer.
To me, I look at Taylor Hendricks. He's a very good, like really great, like defender, and like I just feel like it's more 3-and-D. Whereas when I look at Jarris Walker, I see like a much better defensively version of Paul Millsap.
Yeah, that's the comp for Jarris Walker. Paul Millsap. He's not as skilled as Paul Millsap, though.
Paul Millsap was him. He was fucking him.
That's why I said I tweeted someone about that actually, because they said the Paul Millsap comp. I said if Jarris Walker gets his develops his skills as much as Paul Millsap did, then he'll be a perennial all-star.
Mm-hmm.
It's just about developing those skills. Taylor Hendricks has more skills, hence why I would say he has more upside right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. What do you have? Would you rather?
Yeah. Can we finish this on?
Fuck this podcast.
Jamal Murray. All right. Would you rather Jamal Murray edition? First up, Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson.
Would you say
Jalen Brunson?
Cool. De'Aaron Fox.
De'Aaron Fox.
De'Aaron Fox.
Cool. Wanted to get those out.
Would you say the Shields?
De'Aaron Fox. You know I like De'Aaron Fox, bro. Kentucky.
Zach LaVine.
Zach LaVine.
Jamal Murray.
Drew.
Jamal.
Drew who?
Drew Holiday.
Jamal.
I'm gonna still take Drew Holiday. I don't feel good about it though.
I'm gonna agree with Chris. I'm gonna go with Drew, but I don't like it either. I think Drew's regressed.
Mikal Bridges.
Interesting. Jamal Murray.
Fuck Jamal Murray. Mikal Bridges.
Mikal Bridges. Yeah.
Darius Garland.
Darius Garland.
Jamal Murray.
Darius Garland.
What?
Jamal Murray. I don't like what Darius did. Faded.
What?
Wow. Of all the people that didn't pick Jamal Murray, I didn't expect it to be you.
I don't know. I like Darius Garland.
All
I think
right.
he's better than Jamal probably.
All right. Well, the other Murray, DeJounte Murray.
Jamal.
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 LaMelo Ball.
Jamal.
LaMelo.
Right now at this very moment, it's Jamal.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be LaMelo, I think.
Jamal, I guess. Mm.
And the final one, Tyrese Halliburton.
Jamal.
Hallie.
Comfortably.
I'm gonna go Tyrese Halliburton.
Damn.
I'm gonna take Tyrese too. Comfortably.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of interesting ones there. I didn't think you'd take Tyrese Halliburton.
I think they both stink.
Nice. All right. Well, that's everything.
I have a guess an NBA player if you
I
guys
have someone
want.
even better. It's for Dean.
Let's not do that.
Ortiz left so he could get out of this. So it's only for Dean. So the Shields don't answer these.
Mhm.
Who he play for?
Oh, yeah.
Dean edition.
We're ending it on this.
Dean edition. No, we're gonna do the guess the player. I want to do that.
All right.
Jordan Goodwin.
Jordan Goodwin.
Who?
Jordan Goodwin plays for the Timberwolves.
Nope.
Oh.
The Pacers.
Nope.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest. Some of these I don't even fucking know. But like, I think I think I know.
Jordan Goodwin plays for the Nets.
Nope.
The Hornets.
Nope.
Yes, I'm right.
Bulls.
Nope.
Heat.
Nope.
Definitely not the Heat. I just watched them for a whole series. The
I
Raptors.
knew it. I knew it.
Not the Raptors.
Damn, I ain't gonna get this, bro.
All right, I'll give you.
It is what I thought it was.
You're in the right conference.
Yeah, you're.
I only know him because
Right
I know him
conference.
because of 2K.
Nope.
They're close
The
to home.
Celtics.
Nope.
They're not too
The
far.
Sixers.
Nope.
Capital.
I guess Matt gave it away. The Wizards.
Yeah, you gave it away.
I knew him because of 2K.
Isaiah Livers.
Isaiah
I know
Livers.
this one because of 2K as well.
It's actually easy.
It ain't easy, homie. Isaiah Livers. He plays for the Timberwolves.
Mm-mm.
West or East?
Not
East.
yet. Not,
East.
Oh my God, no.
All right. The Bulls.
Nope.
The Heat.
No.
You just said you watched the Heat.
The Pacers.
Not the Pacers.
The Magic.
Nope.
Raptors.
Nope.
stick with the P.
No.
He said, "Puh."
We got the Pelicans. We got the Pacers and the.
Dean, you're not serious, bro.
Oh,
Who's the last team? Think of P.
Dean, you're not serious.
Who's the last P team?
They're hosting SummerSlam.
Where's SummerSlam?
Dean, think gritty organizations.
Damn.
Gritty. Like hit the gritty.
Like the dance.
Oh my God.
Cars.
I said Pacers.
Oh my fucking God.
Yo, Dean, what's up with you, bro?
You got it?
What's up with you? No.
No. Come on, keep trying, bro. You got this.
Why can't I think about this team?
Lions.
Oh, come on.
Oh, yo.
Yeah, I was just see. I wasn't gonna say flat out lines. I was gonna say this team made a crazy draft selection in the
I
NFL.
forgot about the Pistons.
All right,
Got
last one. Shaq Harrison.
That's a good
Oh,
one.
that's easy.
Oh, come on.
This is a guy I've heard of. Shaq Harrison.
Oh my
Wow.
God. No, Dean, come
Phoenix
on.
Suns.
Fuck.
Nope.
You've seen him play these
Houston
playoffs.
Rockets.
You've seen him play these playoffs.
I've seen him play.
Well, I
hope
don't
so.
know if
Maybe.
you have, but maybe. But he's played.
Mm.
He has
The
seen floor.
Timberwolves.
fucking God, Dean. Is that just your
Keep going.
default?
Keep going.
Yeah, I think it is.
Lakers.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Go.
Let's go.
Thanks, guys.
You did it.
All right, let's do your thing,
All right,
please.
you got 10 questions. Someone keep track.
Place to
Yeah.
go.
Do the intro.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Guess this NBA player in 10 questions or less.
Tough.
So, if anyone wants to start us out.
Are they in the Eastern Conference?
No.
I don't know what conference they're in.
Did they make the playoffs this year?
No.
Is their team named after an animal or an object?
Has to be a yes or a no.
Kid don't know the rules.
Is their team named after an animal?
Yes.
Wait, so
There
what
you
are
go.
we left with? I can't see anything. I don't know what
The Pelicans
the Mavericks,
and the
right?
Mavericks. That's it.
And the Bulls.
Well,
No,
it's
they're in the Western Conference.
Oh, Western Conference. Yes.
Does-
So how many
Pelicans
questions
and
is that? That's
Are they
four?
on the Mavericks?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 4 questions, I think.
Mavericks.
Wow, we got this narrowed down already.
Yeah, that was quick.
Is it Reggie Bullock?
No.
Why are we just guessing players already?
Players mad quick.
That's 5. Might be 6. You know what? We'll say it's 6.
Is he a guard?
Yeah.
Oh, I honestly just want to guess a player.
It
Yeah,
just trimmed,
do
it
it.
just trimmed
Yeah.
the list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Frank Ntilikina.
No. But
Fuck.
great guess.
Wow.
Great guess.
All right,
So that's 6, right?
no,
That's
no.
like 8.
That's 8.
Whoa.
We have 2 more
Jaden
questions.
Hardy.
Do they? No, shut up.
Shut up.
I was in the middle of a question. Do they play rotational minutes?
No.
Okay.
You got one more question. This is it. This is 10, right?
This is the player. We
This
have
is
to
it.
guess it. Yeah.
Good luck.
This motherfucker DeShields really just guessed the player off rip.
I'm gonna just send it then, since it's the last one. Is it McKinley Wright the 4th?
No.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Wow.
It was Theo Pinson.
That's so bad, bro.
But
We've
wait,
used Theo
is he a
Pinson
guard?
before on a.
Yeah, it's a shooting guard.
Yeah, he is listed at guard. We've used Theo Pinson before.
No,
on a-
he's not. He's listed at small
I use
forward on Google. I'm looking at it
I
right
know.
now.
You gotta look at Basketball Reference.
That is crazy.
Wow.
It is crazy.
Yo,
Wow.
fuck you, Trincali.
That's
Sorry?
so crazy.
You should have. I thought you were gonna pick Frank. I thought it was.
That would've been
Signs.
too
I
obvious.
genuinely thought it was Jalen Hardy. I thought Frank was too
Both of them were
predictable.
pretty
Being a
obvious,
Knicks fan.
being honest.
You didn't get him.
No, I know, but like they're both Knicks.
All right, Trunks. What do you have to do before we close the show?
DeShields, we have you here. And I think it's time we settle this. We got to
Okay.
settle a date.
We're doing it live on the podcast now, so now you
Yeah.
Wait, word?
now it's on the internet.
What about this Sunday?
I'm dead. I got to double check, but I should be able to. I got to double check. Got to
Cool.
see what's up.
Oh, I gotta get off work.
This Sunday.
Oh shit!
Solid.
Oh shit! Where are we going though?
You go 53. Are you able to come here?
Or do we need to come to you? Because we will travel to you.
We would much rather you come here though, since there's more of us here.
There is a lot more.
And we'll try to get a whole ball sesh.
We're gonna get a bus.
Bet.
Bang bus.
With that,
Cool. Cool.
I'm with the coming to you guys.
Mike Breen.
Solid.
Bang.
Bang.
Bus.
He's gonna back out. I know it's happening.
What?
He knows I'm right. All right.
Nah, I'm dead.
Shields, you have to pull up now, bro. You have to. You've been talking your shit to Trunks, bro. You need to back that up.
Yep.
I
Yo,
will.
you
It's
should have seen the
light work.
last game that he played. He's bad at basketball, bro. He shot like
light
a
work.
We all did. We all
I
did.
didn't play.
It's light work. I
know
already
you
know.
did.
I already know it's easy money. I already
None of
know
us
it's
hit a
easy
shot.
money. So
None of us hit a shot.
I
So
already know it's easy money. So
yeah, it's easy money, baby.
We'll
You're
see
light
about
work,
that. We'll
Trunks.
see.
You're light work.
of the 4 people in this room right now, I already know he's the worst.
That's insane. That's insane.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
It's all right. I'll let the game do the talking.
I already know he's the worst.
That's crazy.
That's insane, actually.
That is wild.
I
'Cause
mean,
it's
I already
so
know he's the
obvious.
worst. I already know. The only
Bro, it's
person in this
you.
room
Dean's
I'd
better
have
than
to be
you.
concerned
Yeah.
about, the only person of the 4 of you that I have to be concerned about giving me a bucket is OB.
Yeah, I agree.
Nothing me, OB
that's-
and Sully. Not you, though.
My boy.
Well, I guess we'll
boy.
see Sunday
At least
live on pay
at
per
least he
view.
knows what
Dean's
I'm good
better
at.
than you too. I hope you know that.
Yep.
Guys, don't disrespect my boy Dean like
He's better
that.
than
He's
me, yep.
definitely better than you.
So much better.
Dean, you've been in the lab?
Doing good.
Even
Not,
in the
not
lab
all
beat?
that, but
He's a better shooter than
Dean
you.
has been hooping at 53 recently.
Yep.
He really has been.
He's
like-
definitely a better shooter than you.
Yep.
Yo, like that toe tap
So much better.
turnaround three was fucking crazy. That was Jamal Murray type shit.
You're so much better.
So I don't know,
see who I
man.
model my
Trunks,
game
Dean,
after.
talk your shit to him.
Yo, Trunks, you fucking suck, dog. I would fucking whoop your ass in one-on-one.
All right, we're playing Sunday too.
Hell
then.
yeah, I gotta
Sounds
get
good.
off work, but yeah,
Wow.
much money we put on it?
no money.
You can just admit,
Oh.
that you're losing right now. You know, just have it for the pot.
Okay,
You know,
I'm
Wait,
losing.
but
But
bad.
after you play Shields,
it'd
you
be
played
really bad.
first.
See, I'm a guest, right? This is actually your show.
Fire him out.
I might need more energy for the shields. It's fine.
I'm a guest. See, I'm a guest. This is your
Really
show.
cooking
If
this
you
kid.
lose
Oh
on your
my
own
God.
live
I'm really
stream,
hitting
that
the
looks
step
bad.
back three in his mouth.
You ain't scoring. You ain't scoring
Yo,
on me.
after I hit a three in your mouth, I'm gonna put my fingers down your fucking throat.
Whoa. Now I'm
What
excited.
the fuck?
All right.
Oh my god. All right. Well,
Grab me by the curls.
that's definitely where we end. Yo, what is going on with this?
Trunks.
That's
I just want to
crazy.
let you know that after
Outlandish.
Dean and I hit a three in your mouth, we're gonna give you the whole Michael Bridges point.
I'm ready.
Michael
yeah.
Bridges.
Michael
Not
Bridges.
McCall. Michael.
I'm ready.
We're
I'm
giving
ready.
you the Michael Bridges.
I'm so
point.
ready for the Michael Bridges.
We're gonna,
I'm terrified.
but like for real.
Oh,
Sure.
Jesus Christ. All right. Well,
It's crazy.
this is definitely where we end
He's
things.
gonna give you so many buckets, bro. You're gonna wonder like
Yeah.
if it's Michael Bridges or if it's Miles Bridges
Yep.
treatment.
He has in the past. It's been crazy.
Or if it's Dean Bridges.
Dean always cooks.
Dean's gonna give you that beat down, and not just that.
Yeah, yeah.
He's gonna beat the fuck out of your meat.
He's gonna beat the shit out of me. I'm excited. I'm excited.
You guys ever see You guys ever see like the longest yard Adam Sandler playing?
Yeah.
It's gonna be like that.
I'm Adam Sandler.
No, Dean, you're gonna be the guy that's beating them up.
Oh.
You
Okay.
idiot.
My bad.
Oh my god. All right. Well, the Shields, where can everybody find
Beat 'em
you?
up.
Bro,
In
you
his
can
house.
find me.
Well, they can see you in 53 on Sunday.
You can
Live
see me
on
in 53
pay-per-view.
on Sunday. You can see me in 53 on Sunday. You can see me on I am Anthony D on Insta, and you can hit me up when I'm gonna tell these guys, when I make the whole entire page and put that thing together, and they're gonna let you guys know where to find me.
We'll plug it when it drops.
We most definitely will plug that as soon as it drops. So be sure to let us know, the Shields. We're excited for that. So
Yes, sir.
all right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. If you stuck around for the entire thing, really do appreciate you. If not, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. But before I say, and with that, thank you to our partners over at Sorare and our newest partner over at SeatGeek. We very much appreciate you guys. And now with that,
Ball game.
That was ball game.
Ball game.